Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Secret Squirrel Games. I'm your host, Secret Squirrel. Once again, we are back with another episode of D&D Myths and Legends. This is a Greek mythology-themed Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign that a buddy of mine, Wolfgar, is running. He is the DM. He'll be joining us along with the other players momentarily. But first, I'm just going to go ahead and pitch off a little bit of a lead-in here for the episode. First off, let me remind you, if you're watching this on twitch.tv/Secret Squirrel Games, then let me remind you that all previous episodes that were aired are also available on the YouTube channel, also called Secret Squirrel Games. If you're watching it on the YouTube channel, then of course twitch.tv/Secret Squirrel Games is where you would join us if you wanted to catch the episodes live. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you hit like and subscribe over there on the YouTube channel, watching the videos and everything. That helps us out. If you're watching on twitch.tv/Secret Squirrel Games, please make sure you hit follow over here on Twitch, and that would be great as well. We'd love to have you be a part of the community. If you'd like, you can also join us on our Discord. We have a Discord server at the bottom of the Twitch page. You'll see a section for YouTube and a section for Discord. Just click the banner of the YouTube section, the actual YouTube logo there, and it'll take you right to the YouTube channel. Or you can click the banner of the Discord section, which is the Discord logo, and it'll take you right to the Discord channel as well. And you can join us there for this game or other games as well in the future. But another piece of administrative stuff I need to get out of the way here before we get into the actual adventure and join the rest of the group is, first off, just a reminder anyway, the logo for both of this YouTube and the Twitch channel are the same. The logos are, and they are in the bottom right here of the screen. It's the secret and then the squirrel and then the games logo. The name in the bottom left where you see music by, that's Adrian von Ziegler, Ziegler, and he does a lot of royalty-free, copyright-free music, free for everybody to use in any project you'd like. We're using his music throughout this campaign. It's really working out well and setting the mood for us. We appreciate it from him. We appreciate his efforts, of course, and we would definitely need to give a shout out to Adrian von Ziegler. We encourage anybody who's watching who enjoys the music, go check him out, Google him, check him out on Spotify. He's got plenty of work to choose from as well, so feel free to use that stuff and give him proper credit, of course, where credit is due. All that channel information that I was giving beforehand in the beginning there about the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel and the Discord channel, all that's also in a banner along the top of the screen. You'll see it there. There's the Twitch information, then the YouTube information, then the Discord information as well. All the way the setup here is you see the splash screen currently with the well, we're calling it the Gates of Troy right there across the middle of your screen, of course, the big picture. That's going to be replaced in just a moment by whatever we happen to see, whatever the Dungeon Master lets us see in Roll20, which is a virtual tabletop. That's where we play the game. Additionally, on the right-hand side, you see the Dungeon Master, and you'll see each of the characters' names as well as their Dungeons & Dragons class that they are, and the token that we use in Roll20 to represent those individuals. And when they're talking, you'll note that there's a circle that will appear around each of their tokens that will light up to show that they are speaking. So you'll see that. You'll also actually see, at least until Palomonius joins us, I believe his will stay lit up, and that would be the music playing for now. But once he joins us, it'll drop down to Bacchios, because Bacchios isn't going to be with us tonight, and that circle will stay lit up. But that doesn't mean Bacchios is talking, obviously. That's the music playing. But as far as a recap of what's been going on, Wolfgar, the Dungeon Master, I'm sure will run over a little something. We stopped in the middle of the action, or right as some action was about to begin at the end of last session. But again, if you want to check that out as what leads up into tonight's story, go check out those videos over on the YouTube channel. And there's a playlist called D&D Myths and Legends, and that's this campaign. So we thank you for joining us. we're going to go ahead and join the group now. So I'm going to bring them in right now. Hey everybody, the stream is up and running. I've already given a lowdown as far as what's been going on a little bit. I didn't recap anything about where we left off last week, but I did do the Adrian Von Ziegler bit already, and of course all the channel information and everything, and the fact that Palimonius should be joining us a little bit later, hopefully, but we'll be running late, and the fact that Bacchios is not with us tonight. But other than that, it's in your hands, Wolfgar, so back to you.
Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. As Squirrel said, we are here for another session of Myths and Legends, picking up where we last left off. As always, we do a little bit of character introduction beforehand, so we're going to kick that off right away. First and foremost, as always, Secret Squirrel, go ahead and introduce your character.
Yeah, my character's name is Arthemios. In D&D parlance, he is a swashbuckler rogue and a third level that and a second level fighter, multi-class. But in this game, it's more just about his fighting style. He's not so much a thief per se. Sneaky, uses the night and stealth and things like that. And he specifically uses the night and darkness to his advantage because he is not a human. He is a demigod born of Nyx, the goddess of twilight and the night. And so he has some abilities related to darkness because of that. And as far as his background is concerned, he is a Marine background in D&D parlance again, but in this basically just the equivalent naval infantry essentially. So he's got some maritime skills as well as being, a ground warrior. He venerates Hades among the Greek pantheon above all, though, despite his mother being Nyx. It's not about that, of course, but he does, but everybody has mommy problems sometimes, right? So but anyway, so he he does venerate Hades and sees, of course, not in the way that as a god of death per se, but a god of the dead, like he truly is, just lording over those in the afterlife, essentially. And he sees it as his duty to assist some in getting there to meet the god he venerates the most. And currently, he's in the middle of a rescue mission, but I'll leave off there. Next.
All right. Moving on next, we have the Spartan soldier, Profanities.
Profanities is a captain of many armies. He has seen his fair share of battles. He venerates Ares above other Greek gods. He serves pretty wholeheartedly, making every effort to appease and please Ares through his battle conquests. He has seen his fair share of loss, but is quite talented when it comes to rousing the troops through oratory skills, and he has put his best foot forward in the recent battle at the gates of Troy. Right now they are attempting to rescue Agamemnon from the camp of the Trojans. Profanities is a 5th level samurai wielding the Blades of Fury.
Alrighty. Continuing on, we have our Oracle and Cleric, Calypso.
Yes, I am a human, unlike some of my demigod compatriots, and I follow Apollo in all his light and wisdom. I am a light domain cleric, and unlike Arthemios, I do much better in the daylight, not necessarily climbing, but so I do derive some of my power and some of my abilities from the sunlight, as well as some of my defense. But yes, Apollo is the god. He has called upon me to come out of my temple and worship and the work I did within the temple most of my life to adventure and to spread his light and goodness across the land.
Fantastic. Continuing on, we have our barbarian fighter, Penelope.
Yes, hi. I am playing Penelope. She is a demigod, the barbarian offspring of a god who has joined with the Greek troops to learn and grow as a follower of Athena, the goddess of war, wisdom, and handicraft. She's been gifted by Athena with a small mechanical owl, Archimedes, who uses his skill to support her in his journey. Archimedes also serves as a model for Penelope's many, many, many tiny owl carvings.
Fantastic. Again, joining us hopefully soon will be the artificer Palamonius, but until then, we will jump into a brief recap of the current events. As Squirrel has already discussed, the party is on a rescue mission to save King Agamemnon. While they were assaulting the gates of Troy, the Trojans ambushed their camp and captured Agamemnon and brought him to a forward military base. After some scouting, the party determined that the best course of action was to send someone in, quiet and solo, over the wall to find Agamemnon and to get him out. So, being the stealthiest of the bunch, Arthemios was brought forth to do this. The rest of the party waits in reserve as Arthemios went over the wall to find King Agamemnon. He was successful in doing so. There was a slight mishap when Agamemnon was revived. During the process, some noise was heard, but an alarm was not sounded, as the party got a brief look at who seemed to be the captain of the camp, this large and imposing Trojan soldier. But Arthemios was successful in freeing King Agamemnon, who is currently quite exhausted. As to my party, something important to note, and that was a reminder, he has 2 levels of exhaustion, meaning that he has half movement speed and he has disadvantage on any ability checks he rolls. The party is currently 1 round away from arriving at the camp's walls, essentially, hiding amongst the nearby tree line. As Arthemios was attempting to smuggle Agamemnon out of the camp, unfortunately, an alarm was sounded. And that is where we left off last session. So, to jump back in...
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I gave up my advantage in order to get rid of his disadvantage.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you rolled a natural 1.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying as far as his... When you said he's disadvantaged on whatever.
Yes, that is why he rolled flat, and then
Right.
you rolled flat because you gave up your advantage, correct. Unfortunately, though, you did roll a natural 1 on that last stealth roll, and it was enough to get the alarm of the Stymphalian birds. So this is where we pick up once more. So, again, a reminder, the Stymphalian bird over here, these crane-like mechanical-ish, I wouldn't say they're mechanical in the sense that they're like gears and iron within. You guys have fought these birds before. They are like large cranes, though they're covered in a... That is enough out of me. It is now time to get some battle music up and running and to roll initiative. Make sure your tokens are selected. Odysseus does now have a token action for initiative, so you can roll that for him. I gotta give it to Agamemnon. I'll do that right now. But by all means, go ahead and get yourselves rolled in.
And who's gonna run Agamemnon?
You can do both if you'd like. Agamemnon doesn't have much, so it shouldn't be hard for him to run.
Okay.
Can you do both?
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I will say with him, if you look at his character sheet, obviously he doesn't have his King's Mace, and I've lowered his armor class to 10, as he is not wearing any armor right now. Unless the ability states that he requires some kind of weapon or certain, item.
Yeah.
He does still have access to his abilities.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. That might, come in handy here. So if you want to review those. And then, of course, Odysseus is in Overwatch mode. He is far off, but he is within range with his arrows. I will tell you, he is not going to be able to join the fight. He's too far away to get here in a reasonable amount of time. So you can have him fire and make pot shots, that kind of thing. Unless someone, I will tell you whether or not someone has cover against him. Obviously, like the birds would have cover being in the trees.
Right.
But, someone on the ground might not. But if they're in a tent, of course they would. So with that all rolled up, did you guys roll Agamemnon in? I'm missing M.
Okay.
I think
he
He should now have a. Oh wait.
I was gonna say I see one that says new ability 0. Is that it?
That should be it. I forgot to name it.
That's fine.
I'll do that now.
That's fine as long as it rolled them in, and it did. Okay.
All right, that's fixed. And we're going to have. I will control Palamonius until he arrives. So do not worry about him. I will roll him into initiative. Alright, now we also have let's roll into initiative. Ignore the tokens I am putting above the gate at the top here. You do not have to worry about them. They are just to sit in for initiative order. Alright, with that, everybody is in the order. So, Arthemios, as I believe what we had described as you turned around to make sure Agamemnon was okay, but then turned back around and ran right into a tree branch.
Something like that.
Something like that. You hear the screeching caw of the Stymphalian bird, and you know the jig is up. So, what are you going to do?
Okay, so when I came over the wall, I didn't take the rope down with me. I left it.
You know,
What?
I don't think you untied it, but you
That's what I'm
pulled
saying.
it up and then put it back down the other side, I
Right.
believe.
I put it down this side when I came down.
Correct.
Yeah, so
Correct.
it's still
Which-
attached to the...
We are going to mark
The
that that it is here.
Okay. I take King Agamemnon, I point to that, I say, we are going to that rope and you're going over the fence. Say, stay with me and keep feeling ahead of you. And then I cast darkness.
Okay.
With a center point of right there.
It's easier rather than the ping to use the pointer, but I'm assuming you meant.
Do you want me to just put this? I can just do this. Yeah, that center point.
Okay.
If you want, I can just do the square.
Yeah, if you have it ready, by all means.
Sure, I can do that. Is that right? That's right, right? 15.
Okay.
And then I start pulling him.
Well, it's
pushing him,
no,
whatever.
20 foot. It's 20 foot, I believe.
Is it? I thought it was.
Darkness is 15.
Is it 15?
Yep.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It is a 15-foot radius sphere. Okay, so we have the center point there. Magical darkness suddenly fills the area. All right, great.
And like I
That
said,
was your action.
and I will start moving. Can I do force act? Can I do force movement or whatever to pull him part of the way?
At half speed.
Okay. I was wondering, I'm like, why am I not able to click on it? It's because it's freaking it's still on the shape thing. I was like, what the hell's going on? Okay. All right. So half speed is, 1, 2, 3, whatever. I want to, I guess 1, 2, 3 is it for him then, right?
That would be all of his movement that he can go this turn.
Okay. Actually, we can be over here, though. We don't have to be.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go that way. Be one more that way.
Well, no, I mean, you could keep pulling him. It's not his turn yet. So you're forcing him forward. You're pulling him along. So you can keep going.
Okay.
But you only can go 30 feet. You can go your normal movement. You're just doubling it.
You mean half? Huh? Halving.
Yeah, halving it, sorry.
Okay, well, that is 15 feet. That's my normal movement is 15.
Okay.
So, at this point...
You can bonus action dash and still pull him if you wanted.
I could. I can... I'm assuming... I know I'm in darkness, but if I bonus action hide again, or stealth again, I should say, not hide in this case, that would be going quiet, wouldn't it?
Sure, absolutely. And because you are in magical darkness, even though you're not behind cover or anything, you can absolutely do that.
And actually, I'm going to move to there and move it. I will move that as my 3 spaces and not go the further one, whatever, and have him in the other position. And I will. And you said, what was it? Because I'm in magical darkness, what?
You're not, even though you're not behind cover, you can absolutely still hide because you're in magical darkness.
Right. So that's what I'm going to do, is I am going to, now I've given up my advantage in order to have normal, so that he would have normal.
That was before. That was just on that particular check.
Oh, okay.
That was just on that particular check. This hide action that you're taking will only affect you. It will not affect him. So he could still be heard, but you would become silent if you're successful.
Okay. Then I have my normal advantage, in other words.
Correct.
Okay. All right, then I'll do that.
If you wanted him to hide, again, you could forego, your advantage to give him, basically doing the help.
When you say I can push him, I can only push him to the fence, right? Because he still has to go up and over the fence.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. You can keep pulling him if you wanted.
Right.
Because it's forced movement. You can keep going as far as
Actually, you know what? That's
go.
what I'm going to do. I'll get him to the fence, and I will... I'll do that instead of doing the hide. And I will... Let me just see. and I will grab the rope and put it in his hand.
Okay. That will be your turn.
Yep.
All right. Easy enough. All right. So that is Arthemios. Odysseus.
Now, Odysseus, did he hear that the loud screech and everything?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll say it was obviously softer to him because
Right.
of his distance, but he does see all of the, camp suddenly, he sees what transpires. He sees the camp suddenly become alert, and then all of a sudden a globe of darkness appearing on the side there. So he knows, something's afoot. So he knows
granted,
enough to
that
fire.
wasn't a very lit area. Now, right here on the edges, by the campfire, of course. But, I mean, this other area back here was relatively dark anyway.
But to then see a globe of total darkness versus just,
Okay.
regular.
At a distance, he knows that, he gets multi-attack, does he not?
He does have 2 attacks.
Yes, he does have 2 attacks. Yeah, so instead of holding an attack, which would only be 1, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Take the dash action. Get your ass over the wall.
I did take the dash action to get him to the wall.
Oh, I meant Agamemnon.
It's not his turn. It's Odysseus' turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Odysseus at great distance. We'll go ahead and put 2 at that guy.
Okay. Because he has eagle accuracy, it does not create any disadvantages or penalties. And because that guy is near a fire, he's in bright enough light that he can be targeted. So by all means, roll the hit. I will say these attacks are at advantage because no one knows that an arrow is coming flying out from left field.
Right.
That might not stay
okay.
right field. That might not stay that way.
Sure.
But for now, he can attack at advantage.
Okay. Yeah, he'll do that. He's gonna put 2 at that guy, and yeah, that's it.
Roll to hit.
All right, hit with advantage. First shot. Oh, he double nat 1s.
Oh no!
How's that for?
Oh,
How's that for?
Oh my god.
How's that for good? Double nat 1s to start off with. That's awesome. That's
To restart. Just shut down the computer, reboot.
yeah, no kidding, right? And then the second one, 24 out of the advantage.
That will hit.
He will hit with that one for 11 piercing. I'm only hoping that I don't mind as much if he if he's rolling a few nat ones. I don't want me rolling nat ones like last week. I'm done with that.
So the first, he doesn't even know what happens to the first arrow shot.
Nobody does.
It ended up behind him somehow. The second arrow does fly true, though, piercing into the leg of this archer who cries out in pain.
All right, and let's see. Then he obviously is not moving or anything at this time, and I guess that's it for his turn.
Okay. We move on next to Profanities, who spends his turn arriving to the gates, I would assume.
Yes, I spend my movement getting to the gates, and
Your
on
turn.
my
your turn to get to the gates. You are one turn away from getting to the gates. I'll let you, if you want to use like a bonus action or something like that, you can. But it was your turn to get to the gates.
Sure, the only thing I want to do on my way is blow the horn.
Okay.
I know it has no effect anymore, but I want the sound to help create that chaos that we're looking for.
The horn that you had for the harpies.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, sure.
The horn of the north wind.
Well, are you using the horn of the north wind? Because that recharged.
No, I'm not blowing it for any magical effect. I just want the sound.
Okay.
Isn't that the horn that we got from the harpies, the horn of the north wind?
Right, but technically Palamonius has it.
Okay, then I command Palamonius to blow the horn as we make our movement towards the camp.
Okay.
And he's going to be riding his bull anyway, so
right,
he'll have plenty of movement and time to blow.
Well, he's not riding his bull until he enlarges it, but he can do that. That's fine. But he is not going to use a charge. He's just going to blow it like an inch.
Correct.
That's what you're doing. Okay, no problem. So that's profanities. I will do this. I'm going to move you guys to the corner over here. You can place yourself wherever you want along this front line between the trees. So if you want to move right to the gate, you can be right on the gate. However you want to move yourself, profanities, go ahead and do so. That's where you run up to. Okay. It is the Stymphalian birds. They will first do this. Upon hearing the horn, their attention is definitely drawn to the front. This bird, though, over here, will take flight.
Has the horn happened yet since Palamonius hasn't acted?
Oh, that's right. You
hasn't
didn't know the
happened
horn.
in initiative.
Palamonius did it. That's
Right.
absolutely right.
It was
They
my
haven't
intent,
been-
but he didn't. He had it instead of me.
That's right. So in that case, they haven't been alerted to your presence as of yet. Potentially, they might catch you before as you're running up. We'll see, but at least not this one all the way up here. This one is going to start flying. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Alright, it will dive into the darkness. It is attacking at disadvantage because it can still hear you, but it obviously can't see you. I'm going to roll. Odds it's attacking Agamemnon, evens it's attacking Arthemios. Alright, this attack will be at Agamemnon. As it flies down, it is going to try to scratch at Agamemnon with its talons. He has a 10 armor class right now. The attack is at disadvantage. You suddenly hear Agamemnon yell in pain as the talons do hit, dealing 13 points of slashing damage. And the bird continues flying.
Does it have fly? What do you mean? Is it leaving?
Yes, it has flyby.
It does have flyby? Okay.
And it, regardless, you can't see in the darkness either, so no
Yes, I can.
opportunity to attack.
I have blind
that's
fighting.
right.
Fighting style.
That's right, you took that fighting style.
I did.
Regardless, it does have flyby. So
Okay.
there is that. But good on you there. It can get to about here at the end of its turn, kind of picking up its height. This one over here. Actually, we'll do this one up here. We'll start flying. 5. Oh, not both of them. 5. Dashes to get to there. This one, I'm going to make a perception check. I'm going to roll that publicly. Got to get higher than a 15. It does not. So, it doesn't notice the party running up it's going to continue flying over. Dashing, it gets to there. And finally, this Stymphalian bird, which did set the alarm, is going to dive in. It's going to roll odds. King Agamemnon evens. Arthemios. It will attack Agamemnon. Still at disadvantage. The attack hits. Agamemnon takes 6 points of slashing damage. As it gets to there with the rest of its movement. That is it for the Stymphalian birds. Penelope, it is your turn.
So can I move anywhere, you said? Because
Anywhere between the trees.
Okay.
On obviously the outside of the gate. So you may place yourself where you'd like.
Excellent. And Archimedes, I assume, will be joining me when I actually begin the action. Okay. Got it.
Correct. Essentially, as soon as the alarm sounded, Archimedes took off to make their way to you.
Mm-hmm.
As you arrive at the gate, they are landing on your shoulder.
Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. I do see my leader. Obviously, I'm going to be following Profanity's his lead, just because I need to be within that area. Do I have a bonus action, or this is it the whole turn?
You have a
You did
bonus
say
action if you'd like to use it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to.
What are you going to do?
Grab my thing here. Hold on. I am going to... There's 6 of them. I'm going to go ahead and add a... Can I add one of those acid vials to my sword, my great axe, or is that going to cause them damage? I don't always...
You don't add the acid. You can add poison.
Okay.
I know you guys have... let me pull up your loot. I know you all have...
poison for the baby lobsters.
Remember, the objective here is not to fight this entire army by ourselves.
Right.
It's to create chaos and go.
Okay.
So acid over the side at somebody, great. Preparing to fight in melee, probably not our plan.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that being the case, then I will just, in my mind anyway, because I'm trying not to draw too much undue. Am I trying to draw attention?
Make an insight roll.
Okay, because intelligence.
As Profanity sees you dig through your bag, he kind of furrows his brow.
Make an insight roll. Okay, 11. That's enough. It wasn't a hard roll.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah.
No, hold on.
Of course.
Yes, as Profanities mentions, this was never a plan to take on the camp. There are too many enemies. You are vastly outnumbered. It's to cause as much chaos as possible and to, keep them confused so that Arthemios and Agamemnon can get out.
Okay.
You remembered you do have poison, should you wish to poison your blade. That is the snake poison, the amphib.
That thing. Yeah.
That thing. the two-headed snake poison. Should you wish to coat your blade, you absolutely can do that. However, you do remember you also have 2 vials of acid that was particularly effective against wood.
Okay. I'm sure Profanities already is aware of the loot that we have available to us, but I make sure that's easily easily to my hand, and I brace myself.
Okay.
That's it. Oh, that's my turn.
Cool. Palamonius, as he was instructed, pulls out the north wind and gives it a loud bellowing horn, which echoes through the valley, through the area. His bull also making quite the bit of noise as it charges. They basically get to about here. in that mad dash to the wall. King Agamemnon has taken a little bit of damage. We now move on to him. He remembers your instructions. What you're going to have him climb?
Yes.
Okay. It is at disadvantage, but because it is a rope of climbing and you had knotted it, I believe that makes it advantage.
Normally.
So flat.
That's
So-
my understanding as well.
Athletics, go ahead and make a flat roll.
So he doesn't have the athletic skill.
Then
so
strength.
it's just a strength skill. Strength check.
Correct.
19.
All right. Sensing the urgency of the situation, and obviously after taking a couple of strikes, not having his trusty armor on him, he immediately begins to pull himself up. And though you do know that he is struggling, he is able, with a dash, to get to the top of the gate. He is not over. Well, would he just let go and jump over?
No, I as he's going up anyway, I would just say, take the rope with you.
Okay. So he gets to the top of the gate. We'll essentially put him here. As he kind of is climbing himself over the wall. That was his movement, and his action was to climb.
Right.
Okay. So that's where he's at now. Obviously, he can choose to climb down with the rope, or he could jump down. It's whatever.
I don't want him to hurt himself any further, especially if anything does pursue or anything like that. So he'll climb
You
down.
did hear the horn, so
True.
you know the party is, on the way.
True. But
Sure.
you can go ahead and climb using the rope.
Arthemios, you hear movement behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah. You hear movement behind you, and suddenly your darkness dissipates.
Okay.
You turn now suddenly. Well, you see, you can see this. Everybody else obviously didn't see this, because you can see in the magical darkness. You saw this soldier come out again. He's in the full armed regalia. Kind of look around for a brief moment, and then he raises a gauntleted fist, and you see Greek runes flash on the fist as the darkness literally siphons into his armor.
Oh, you're saying I would have seen... Okay, no, I wouldn't have seen that. Unless it happened within 10 feet of me. Blind sight only gives you... The blind sight only gives you 10 feet.
Okay. No, okay, so then you didn't see this. So,
no, I didn't
suddenly
see that. The
darkness
just
disappears.
Right.
You do see like a noticeable siphoning, like it's as if it's being like vacuumed.
Like it's... Okay.
Like funneling into...
Sucking up into the gauntlet.
Right.
Got it.
He turns to you. The gauntlet is glowing softly with this, flash of pulsating light. And he looks at you. It's obviously hard to read his expression due to his helmet. He will draw his glaive as he begins to make his way towards you. And then he is going to do this. I need Arthemios and Agamemnon. I need you both to make wisdom saving throws.
So just clarifying, the gauntlet thing was not an action?
This isn't an action.
Oh,
The
okay.
gauntlet thing was an action. This
Okay.
isn't an action. But I do need both of you to make wisdom saving throws.
King Agamemnon making his wisdom saving
This is
throw.
not a mythical beast, so it is not at advantage.
Right.
Okay, but he does succeed.
And me making a wisdom saving throw. I'll have to nat 20 in order to match Agamemnon's. Not bad. Not
An
bad.
18 isn't bad. There is a brief moment where both you and Agamemnon feel like this menacing aura, this sense of fear, like pull into you just seeing this figure, but you quickly stifle it. That is his turn. The hoplites mobilize, I'm going to say, due to it's different for the captain, it's different for the birds. They were kind of on alert. The hoplites, the archers, they weren't, sleeping, but they also weren't, primed and ready for fight. So they spend this turn drawing weapons and preparing to head to battle as they also hear this horn. Their attention is drawn towards the gates. Calypso.
How far am I? You said one turn, one round?
It is a turn to get to the gate. Obviously, if you have a bonus action, you are more than welcome to use a bonus action ability. The gate is right there, yes. You can put yourself anywhere between the trees.
Anywhere between the trees?
Yes, there are trees on the map. And
Yeah.
you can be anywhere between the two of them.
Okay, so this fence, are there, are gaps in it so I can see through it, or no?
Not enough to get a target.
I mean, I don't really need a target, per se.
Not enough to get... I know what you want to do. Not enough to get a target.
I don't have to see it.
To do fireball? Yes,
Nope,
you
it's a
do.
point. No, it doesn't.
No, you don't.
It's a point I choose within range. 150 feet.
Yeah,
You don't have
but
a target for fireball.
you don't need to pick a person, but you need to be able to pick a spot, and you can't see the spot.
You don't have to see the spot for fireball. You can drop it in the middle of darkness.
Yep.
And she doesn't have to see the ground because she can blow it up 20 feet above the ground and it'll still affect things on the ground because of its radius.
Yep.
But it takes a full action for that. It's a bonus action for
It's
something
not a
different.
bonus action, but I'm just trying to, get where I need to get.
Okay, I will give that you do not need to see where you're putting it. However, it is still your turn to get to the gate.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm trying to figure out if I want to get to the gate or if I want to get over by what is that, Odysseus over there? Like in that
Odysseus
direction.
is not over there. Odysseus is on a mountain far off to the side. He
Okay,
is
he's
not
just
his
over the
overwatch for the fight.
Never mind. Okay. Then I'm gonna head with the party. I'm gonna move myself.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, give me 2 seconds. I wasn't prepared for the bonus action ability.
You don't have to do anything.
No, I don't have to, but I'm looking to see what I can do. I didn't think I could do anything, and then you said bonus action. I'm like, oh shit, I had to stop and think about what I have that I might be able to do for bonus action, but I don't think anything I have. Nope.
I will say this, however. According to the player's handbook, I'm verifying this actually. Let me verify this real quick. To target something, you must have a clear path to it, so it can't be behind total cover. If you place an area of effect at a point that you can't see, and an obstruction, such as a wall, is between you and that point, the point of origin comes into being on the near side of that obstruction.
So she would have to climb to the top of the fence in order to shoot it into the camp.
If she wants to get it into the camp, yeah, she could blow up the gate. by all means. Or if you had something that could put a hole into wood, and then you look through the hole, that would work. But she can't point at something behind total cover and cause it to explode.
Hang on, her mic stopped working.
What was the point about making a hole in the wall so I can see?
If there was a hole in the wall, then you could obviously look through the hole, find the point you want to fire on, and boom, you're done. But at the moment there's no hole in the wall, maybe you have something that can cause a hole in the wall.
Okay, she's good.
Okay. Is that
She's
it
working
then?
on her mic. Yeah.
And is
for
that
this
where you
turn.
want to be, Calypso? You want to be all the way in the corner here, or do you want to be closer to the group?
No, that's where she chose.
Okay. So then we move back to the top of the round. It is new initiative, Arthemios.
Okay. What altitude is this guy at?
Test.
Agamemnon?
No, this
Oh, sorry.
thing. The birdie thing.
That bird is currently at 20 feet in the air.
Okay. And this one?
That one is same.
And this one?
The ones in the tree line
Yeah.
are technically above the tree line, so they are 30 feet in the air.
Okay.
So
Okay. So I could run under any of them without it being adjacent.
correct.
Okay. Then there's not a gate marked on the corral area.
For the horses?
Yeah.
Oh, that was not quite. We'll do this. There is a gate.
Okay. I get it. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to start by attacking this individual.
Okay,
That
roll
is
to hit.
right in front of me, of course. That's going to be with the scepter, of course. And only a 10, so it's a miss.
That wouldn't be a miss.
Yes. So after that, I'm going to I'm going to run this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toward the back of the fence, the tent there, under the tree canopy. So the two above shouldn't see me right now anyway, because they're above the tree or whatever. Then I'm going to dash, but while dashing, I'm going to action surge right after I get there about, so that the tent blocks this dude's vision, the dude back there that I just attacked's vision of me. I'm going to use the Underworld Scepter to turn myself invisible.
Okay.
As my action surge. And then I will not do the obvious. And instead, because if he has the ability to dispel or anything like that in areas for anything else, I'm assuming he's going to think I'm going to the gate. So I will go the remaining 4 squares that direction.
Okay.
Where there's less likelihood of encountering or running into anybody.
Okay. Keep in mind, you have not stealthed.
I did not stealth, but
You are
I also
invisible.
stayed 15 to 20 feet away from everybody
Yep, you're good.
and invisible.
Was that it?
And I'm sure there's other noise in the camp too. So,
For sure.
yes, that is it right now.
Odysseus.
Odysseus will... you know what? He's going to pick on the same guy first. Screw that dude. So... First attack. 28.
A 28 will hit.
10 piercing. Second attack, a 27.
Will hit.
6 more piercing.
Okay.
And that's it for him.
All right. Profanities. You have your full turn.
All right. I begin to shout as loudly as I can, directing my voice this way.
Okay.
I look to my team to encourage them to do the same, like raising both arms, giving the hype movement.
Raise the roof.
Yeah, not the raise the roof, not palms up, but in front of me, like hurling a caber rather than pressing something over my head.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I take my net and I hurl it here. Just over the fence, I hurl the net, like a cast net, just tossing it as wide as I can.
Okay, so you're just throwing it over the side.
Yep, just as if it were meant to catch somebody, whether somebody's there or not, because I can't see what's inside. So I'm aiming right here behind the fence and wall.
Okay, do me
Or
a
a fence
favor. Take the net off of your character sheet.
Yep.
Use this one because it's easier to see. You hurl it. Is that where you stay, or are you moving along the side?
I am moving. As
Okay.
I continue to yell and bang my fists upon the gate as I'm moving this direction.
Okay, hold on. So you were here.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 puts you even with Arthemios. Or, Palmonius.
Okay. Well,
Obviously, you can go around them.
Right.
That's
I
not
would be-
difficult.
I would be
That's not
beside
difficult
him.
terrain.
Right,
but-
I would be beside him here.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is this, just for space sake.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So place yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So you
And
have tossed your net over the side. You are making tons of noise.
Yep, and then I am going to action surge. Because
Okay.
that was my action to throw my net, right? Because I threw it
Yes.
like an attack.
Yes.
I will action surge and use that to dash. Banging on the gate as I draw my weapons using the hilt of my swords. Banging as I go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Whoops, 30. Banging on the gate as I go.
Roll me a performance with advantage.
Alrighty.
Actually, it's fine. Do it again. Keep it the advantage. I'll take
Okay.
the higher roll regardless. Do it again with advantage, but make an intimidation actually instead.
Okay. Hey, 1 point better.
1 point better, so 12. So you start making a lot of noise, banging on the gate. All right. It is the boys.
My last command, as I reach this point, I shout, "Catapults!" And I
Okay.
wink at Calypso.
Okay. So we now have the birds. First bird is going to swoop in on Agamemnon. Actually,
So it's going over the fence.
yes. And it will strike at Agamemnon. With another talon, a strike.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, obviously we went to the fence or whatever, but
Mhm.
it didn't see him go over the fence.
But I told you, he's on the fence.
He hasn't made a choice?
He hasn't had his turn yet.
He had his turn that got him up and
And onto the fence. I asked you, did you want him to jump down?
no,
You said no.
he has
So-
he has the rope. He doesn't need to jump. He has the rope.
Right, but he still has to get down out on the other side of the fence. He's still on the fence. He's not hiding.
Okay. So
Where did I lose you?
I don't think the response was not to get down. I think the response was in regards to the
jump. Right.
because he has the rope.
Right, but he didn't. He's exhausted. He has half movement. He only was able to get up the fence.
Right,
So
that would be
he-
that
Well,
would
wouldn't
be
it be
his
up and
movement,
over?
right?
No, he can only get up the fence.
But that would be his movement, right?
Right, to
And
get
then-
up the
and then
fence.
dash.
So he still has an action dash.
no,
to
no,
get
no.
on the other side.
He has 15 feet of movement, and it's already a 20-foot high fence.
Okay, so that gives
So
him
he has to
30
climb up.
feet, so he goes 10 feet down the other side, right?
Right.
So
He's
not
making still
visible.
making noise.
Well, I get it, but he's not
He's
visible
sure,
but he's
on
not
this
visible.
side of the fence.
But I
He's not
asked
visible
you.
on the campside.
Right, but I asked you, did you want him to jump down? You guys said
No,
no. So that
no.
means he is still on the fence.
But
Yes, but he's not visible to
He-
attacks from the
right.
campsite.
He's not on the top of the fence. He's
No.
He's still making his way down the other side, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. He's halfway down the other side.
But still attackable.
Sure, by something that flies. I just want to make sure that he's not
He's not reachable by the captain. though.
right. He's not.
No.
Nobody can see him from this side of the fence.
No one can see him. They absolutely can hear him.
Sure, that's fine.
Sure, and their captain didn't bark any orders, so
Right.
we bought some time just in his failure as a leader there.
I just
Someone's jealous.
right. No, I just wanted to make sure because when you say he's on top, on the fence, I want to make sure he's not just straddled on the top of the fence or anything like that.
No, he only had enough movement to get up the fence and slightly over the side. He did not have, because you didn't have him just jump down.
Right.
That's fine.
He's
Sounds
still
like
on
we're
the
all
fence.
on the
That's
same
fine.
page.
That's fine. So he's
So-
halfway down the other side. Got it.
As I was doing, the Stymphalian bird is going to attack him. They have no other visible targets. because you're invisible. They hit. 9 points of slashing. It gives a caw outward. This bird will fly by, also striking. Hits. 10 points of slashing. Gets to there. So he has taken an additional 19 points of slashing damage. This bird flies to the gate and gives out a loud caw before diving in to attack Palamonius. Misses. And continues its flight.
Any difference in the caw that we just heard and the others that we've heard in response to an intruder presence?
It cawed. You don't speak bird.
No, but you can tell the difference between a one caw and a double caw.
It gave out a loud screech, which alarmed the camp. It gave out a loud caw over here. It gave out a loud caw over here.
Okay.
If you'd like, you can make a insight roll to determine if there was some kind of code there. You believe it's mainly to note that there's intruders or there's something of note here.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go. This one will also fly in and will dive down at Penelope. Hits. 12 points of slashing.
Fine.
Oh, ouch.
Before it continues its flight.
Yeah, we do. This is all on our side of the gate.
So, that is the bird. This bird here, 20 feet in the air. This bird here, 15 feet in the air. Penelope, it is your turn.
Has Archimedes returned to me?
Yes. They have.
Okay, so I am going to. All right, when I command Archimedes, is a bonus action or it doesn't even count? It's free, right?
I mean, you can tell him to do something.
That's all I'm saying.
That's free, yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna tell him to go back to Agamemnon, the king, and help
King
him.
Agamemnon.
Yeah. So if there's anything there, you know what I mean? The help action, but you know what I'm talking about, where he can get rid of disadvantage. Is that it?
Well, that would be the help action, except what do you want him to help with?
Try to keep the birds off of him, I assume. I mean,
Alright, I will
distract them.
I will then say that the birds have disadvantage on one of the birds has disadvantage on basically whoever attacks Agamemnon next has disadvantage on that attack. We're also at this point going to put, because you're not using him as a weapon, we're going to put Archimedes on the map.
Okay.
1 second. Go ahead and move him where you want him to go.
Okay.
He was on you.
Yeah. Well, he can reach. He can reach the king.
Okay. Put him where you'd like him to be. Okay.
That's within 5 feet of him. Yes. So that would do the action necessary. Yes.
Yep. You're good.
That's what he's doing.
So
Oh.
you still have your turn.
Yeah. Alright, well, she wouldn't have thought of that.
What?
Okay. That he should probably have something to drop, but is what it is. Okay. Because that would be freaking awesome. Drop one of those little stupid fiery things right in the middle. Damn it! Okay. There it is.
Do you want to retcon?
What's that mean?
You want to take back what you did?
Oh, takesy backsies?
Everybody gets a mulligan.
Yes, let me assess. How would she think? Because I think we had discussed the distractions that we're trying to do,
You did.
and I don't want him to die, but by that same token, I probably don't know that he's in horrible trouble.
You do not.
That's the new feline race, by the way, takesy backsies.
Ah, I thought that was the case. Oh my god, I've heard all about them. Okay. Let me grab the thing here. Should have had the party loot open, sorry about that. Alright, so she's gonna take one of those Chimera fire pouches. Oh, there's only 2. I think this is worth it. And gonna tell the owl to fly where he sees the most people. It's probably in this general area. And drop that sucker.
Okay. I'm going to say it is your action to give him the fire bladder.
Oh, I see.
It is not like it's ridiculously heavy, but it is odd. He's got his movement speed halved. He can dash to finish his movement. And it's a free action to let go. But it's his movement speed halved.
Okay.
So
It's a
you
15-foot
can
radius.
start moving him if you'd like.
Okay.
Keep in
Moving
mind.
me instead. There we go. Keep in mind what? Sorry.
So he was at 5 feet. Now he's at 10 feet. Keep going.
No, I was just moving him off me for a second because I couldn't get him. So, alright.
So he's currently at the 5-foot height
20.
because he's with you. Keep in mind he can't just fly into the wall.
Fine. Alright, so the wall is how tall?
15.
How many? 15. So. Alright, so it's 30.
No, the wall's 20. That's why Agamemnon couldn't make it up and over.
Sorry,
Yep,
yeah.
he's already at a 5-foot height, so it's still only 15 for him, basically, is what you're saying, yes?
Right, it's 15 more. But yes, it's
Okay.
20 feet high.
On your feet, you lazy mongrels.
So would this be 20 then, basically? No, that's 15. So this is at the 15 mark. He's at the top. Yes?
Move him laterally. 5.
Okay.
So he's at 10 feet. He's at 15 feet. He's at 20 feet. There.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So 5, 10 feet. He's 15 feet of his movement.
So he has 15 more.
Yep.
20, 25, 30. So that's 30 right there.
hmm
He gets a 15-foot radius. Okay, fine. Really bad with this type of. Alright, so is it a 3x3 square? People?
He hasn't. He's gonna be able to drop it.
I know,
Not
but
gonna
I'm
be
just.
able to throw it.
Right, I'm
Um,
determining how far he needs to go in order to drop it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. So this is the fire bladder, right?
It is.
It is a 15-foot radius. So if you use your pointer and it's snapped to the center, 15 feet out from the pointer is what hits.
Okay.
Or if this makes it any easier, go ahead and you can keep your movement with him, or you want to do whatever else you want to do.
Oops.
That's a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
10-foot radius.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
What happened to Archimedes?
I deleted him! I'm so sorry!
And you replaced him with
2 dots!
or
2 blue
an
dots!
8.
It's just his eyeballs left
Yeah.
sitting on the floor.
Yeah, he's invisible, but his owl
I'm so
eyes.
sorry!
His owl eyes are visible.
I'm so sorry. It's like the Hooters logo.
So this is the radius of the fireball,
I'm dying. Okay.
essentially.
Can I pick that up?
I'm gonna let you pick it up in a moment.
Good, because I don't want to delete it.
There, you can move it around as you wish.
Thank you.
But obviously, once you feel like you need to use it.
Right. I'm trying to figure out where it's gonna go. I'm sorry, Archimedes. I'm so sorry. Okay. Serious now. Serious. Oh crap. I was here, right? Okay. Ooh, I like that one. No, mine's better. I mean, this is beautiful. Okay. Alright, so if I go here, I'll hit both of those buggers, right? And probably cause a lot of attraction there. Like, woo, something bad's happening this way.
This
Okay.
is your fireball.
This?
Yes. See the lines?
Ooh.
If they're in the lines, it does damage.
Okay. I can pick that up. Oh,
Hold on.
thank you. You're so kind. Appreciate that.
There you go.
Alright, so that definitely would hit. He was here, I think. Ah,
That's where he was.
he wasn't over here.
He was here.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, he was there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't hit my guys, too. Love to be able to get those other things, but whatever. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and he's gonna definitely let loose the beans here.
So that's where you're putting it.
Well, yeah.
Okay. He drops the fire bladder. As it breaks and hit the ground upon making contact with the air, there's a sudden massive explosion. I am going to have the 2 enemies roll their dex saves. As this fire bladder hits the ground, they will be rolling at disadvantage because they obviously didn't expect this from happening.
I
So,
don't even think we expected it.
go ahead and roll the damage for it.
Okay. Yeah, for some
And
reason,
I
I
believe
didn't
it's
write
a
down the...
DC 14, 15.
Believe it or not, I didn't write it down. I don't know why. I have it on everything else.
Right. It's a 7d8 fire damage.
Yes, I remember that. I got that. But I didn't write the
And-
DC. Sorry about that.
The DC is a DC 15.
Thank
So,
you.
they make their dex saves at disadvantage. I will roll these publicly. First one, second one. One
fails.
makes it, the other fails. So,
Half damage on one, full damage.
34 for one and 16 for the other? Oh, no. 17 for the other. I'm not good with math.
There's a loud explosion. There's a scream of pain from one of these Trojans. and you know that chaos has definitely begun to ensue. I'm going to leave the fire there, as fire is beginning to spread throughout the camp.
Yes.
That is it for you, Penelope.
Bonus action. What the fuck? Rage. Oh, sorry about the curse.
Palamonius is going to do this. He will have Colonel Kiss to start backing up and ramming into the gate repeatedly. He will give up his turn so that his bull can do this a few times. The gate begins to buckle as this creature is doing that, making a very, very, very small gap, but one that you could look through in the gate. Agamemnon.
Agamemnon will complete his movement, so 10 feet. And then...
One more space.
Yeah. And then he'll move over here, this way. And...
Leaving the rope.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about that it's any different than a normal rope. So...
Okay.
So he's leaving the rope at this time, yes. Because all I told him to do was take it to the other side with him. So he took it over the other side so he could go down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have anything that he can do to himself per se or anything like that. He doesn't have any kind of
He is very much a support.
right. So what he's going to do is he's going to dash. He's going to try to get toward. He can hear all the noise at the front now, right?
For sure.
Okay. He's going to rush that direction, dashing, which will get him, 15 more feet?
Correct.
Okay. So 15 more feet. And from here, he will call out and it is he's calling out to the first one the closest one who can hear him. That would be Penelope, with his urgent orders.
Okay.
And he is saying, as a bonus action, he is saying, because it's within 60 feet, anyone that an ally can see or hear him.
Yep.
He says, Greeks at the front, come and help your king.
Okay.
And
Penelope.
she can use her reaction to move up to 30 feet without provoking opportunity attacks, and she gains a d6 plus 3 temporary hit points.
Indeed.
Wow. Okay. So I'm definitely moving that way.
Go ahead. You can move up to your 30 feet
30 feet, yeah.
using your reaction.
Does she roll the temp hit points, or does Agamemnon?
You're doing the ability, so you roll.
All right, so it's a d6 plus 3. Here's the d6. 5 plus 3. You just gained 8 temporary hit points.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Is that it for you?
Yeah, that's his action, or movement, dash, and bonus action.
Okay. It is the Myrmidon's turn. He begins to start shouting out orders. 20, 25, 30. So he goes to here. He will do this. As he begins to start shouting out orders, Arthemios, you see that what he does You watch his helmet, okay, glow for a brief moment as the Greek lettering around his gauntlet dissipate. The Greek lettering around his helmet begins to glow, and as it does, where near the slits where his eyes would see through, there is a flash of light. And then he looks directly in your direction, Arthemios. As if he's looking directly at you. He calls orders to fire at where you are standing. But that is his turn to do what he did. These hoplites are, I'm going to just say it, they're in chaos mode. They're running around, unsure of what's really going on. These hoplites move to assess the fire situation. Toxitates. I am going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll a d6. On a 6, I'll re-roll. 5. Okay. With a 5, they all appear to have paid attention to his orders. And though there has been, actually I'll roll at a disadvantage because you guys have been doing really good with the distraction. I'll roll again and see if any of them are caught up in the chaos yet. So we'll take the lower of the 2 rolls. A 3. Okay. So 3 of them seem to have heard the captain's orders and are going to fire on you, Arthemios. It's still a disadvantage. They at least know you're there. The others seem to be kind of lost in the confusion right now, unsure what to do. This one will fire because he was right next to him. This one will fire, and this one will fire. These 2 seem to rush to the gate. So, of the archers firing at you, they will make their first attack at disadvantage. First one attacking you, Arthemios.
Is there any cover provided by this rock from this guy here?
I mean, he can move to get to there.
Okay, well, just ask him.
There would have been a little bit, but he can move. They still have their movement. Alright, this one first will fire their short bow. First hit will, your armor class is a 17 miss. He is going to use his archer's eye to add a d10. That will hit. He can't add it to his damage, but he did add it to the hit, dealing...
Oh. Alright, okay. I what's his eye targeting?
You.
So he's using his eye to target something he can't see?
He rolled a disadvantage.
No, I mean the archer's eye thing. That's not...
It's an ability. As a bonus action, he can add a d10 to his attack roll or damage roll.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
So, he missed, normally, but used his archer's eye.
Sure.
So that he could hit.
Of course he did. He could hit the
Dealing.
thing he doesn't know is there. Sure.
It's poorly named for targets that are invisible.
I mean, it's the name of the ability. It is what it is. Dealing 8 points of piercing.
I guess Archer's instinct, Archer's guess, or I don't know. So,
I didn't name the ability.
I know, I'm just saying.
Get off it. Second attack.
Dealing how much?
8 points of damage on the first attack. Second attack at disadvantage. A 20 will still hit. 6
Well,
points of piercing.
Well, I don't think this. Well, the second attack may not be a disadvantage. I have to make a Constitution check to see if the invisibility is still there.
Okay.
I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's concentration by all
Yeah.
means, yes.
So, okay. Now the second
It
attack
was
was
in there.
6
So
points.
6 points.
Okay, and now I gotta
Do it again.
do it again. Okay.
Okay. Next archer fires. Misses. He uses his archer's eye. Hits, dealing 6 points of damage. Go ahead and make another Constitution.
Yep. And then the next
Want
one's
an inspiration that?
yes. I will use my inspiration on that one.
Okay. You're good. Second attack at disadvantage. Misses. Last one. First attack on you. Hits. He will not add it to the damage. He will save it for his second attack. 5 points of piercing. Fine. Last shot. Natural 1. Can't use it. So, that is the archers. Calypso.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you said I can see the tops of these trees.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do a little mental math, and I'm gonna say that tree is on that
You
outside.
can't see that tree.
That's what I just blinked on. I said, "Can you see this? Can I see this tree?"
You said, can you see the tops of the trees?
Yes.
You can see the top of this tree because it's right up on the gate. There's a gate in front of you. You can't see through the gate to this tree.
Okay.
It's like you're right up against the wall. You're only going to
Yeah,
see
no,
what's
I
right
got
on
it.
the wall.
I got it, but I used the plural specifically so that I would. It's fine. It's just a communication breakdown. That's all. That's why I was asking. I said these trees over here. I'm meaning like this bank of trees. I didn't know how tall they were. That's why I was
You
asking.
can see the tops of the trees, the ones obviously over the gates.
Okay, so the three. This one, this one, this one. Okay, that's fine.
As in this tree and these trees. If you were on this side of the map, yeah, sure, you could see these. But if you're right up against a wall,
Yep,
you can't
okay,
see
got it.
over it.
No, that's fine. I understand, but that's why I asked the question. That's fine. I can see this guy. That's fine. I can do mental math from there. So I saw the bright light, obviously, from this explosion.
You
Yes,
saw a
yes.
flash through the slightest cracks through the wall. And
Right, but I mean,
from-
it's nighttime, so just kind of the aura of flame
Sure.
has me excited.
There is a gap in the door now.
Yeah, but I only have 30 feet of movement. I only have 30 feet of movement. That's fine. So if I can see the top of this tree, which is where, like right here, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to mental math 20 feet this way. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Remember what I just said. To target something, you have to have a clear path to it, so it can't be behind total cover.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Then I will take a flaming sphere and I will drop it on the top of this tree. And I will light the bitch on fire. Like a candle. It's fine. I'll start there. So I need a little fire sphere
You're
ball.
going to light the tree on fire.
Yep. So it's going to be into branches and light this thing on fire.
Okay, it will start the process.
Yep.
So that was your action, burn the spell slot.
I did. And I can't see anything, and that's my action. So yeah, for right now, that's all I got.
Okay. Arthemios, back to you.
And Penelope didn't say anything about what she heard from Agamemnon, right?
I mean, you guys faintly heard it, but there was a loud explosion too, roughly around the same time.
Right.
You do notice, though, Penelope turns and starts running around the corner.
Okay. Well, I can only move 30 feet there. That's fine. All right. Moving on.
Arthemios.
Okay. So it's clear to me that effectively, almost, without a really, really, really poor roll, effectively half these archers can basically see invisibility too, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not that they can see
I know,
through invisibility.
but all he has to do is see it and then point, and then they all get a +10
The effect is the
to
same.
counteract their disadvantage. So they still get to shoot and hit me. So it effectively, and I'm not saying it salty. I'm just saying effectively, I'm seeing not a whole lot of negative effect of being invisible, to these guys. So. All right. What I'm gonna do is fuck this noise. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should put me to the trunk of the tree, right?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna climb the tree, dash.
Athletics. Okay.
And then I'm gonna just jump over the fucking wall.
Climbing the tree, jumping over. Okay. Make dex save.
A dex save?
Mhm.
Okay. 25.
Okay. You 3-point landing. Only taking half the damage that you would normally take from jumping 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
6 points.
All right.
And another concentration.
Yep. Concentration. 20.
Still invisible.
And I will. So
Look it off screen.
how tall is the tree?
Reasonably, the trees were like 25, 30 feet. You didn't have to go
Yeah,
that
I'm not
high.
going. I'm just going enough to get out on a limb to go over the
Right.
fence. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna say you
And then-
use your movement and then you bonus action dashed.
I use my movement, then I dash to get up the tree, and then and to jump, and then whatever remaining movement necessary to bonus action or whatever. If I can just get up and go, I'm boogieing. I'm
Well,
clear.
you're not prone or anything like that. I'm gonna say you have a little bit of movement left, not enough to get off screen,
Okay,
but you start.
I'm
you
heading
start
that
your
direction.
way. Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever. That's my intent.
Okay.
I'm beating feet.
Odysseus.
Yeah. Hold on. Oop. I just moved. Did I only? Oh, okay. I thought I'd adjusted the hit points, but I didn't. The 6 points. Sorry.
You're good.
So I got to do that. Okay. There you go. All right. Odysseus. I don't know if he's going to be able to, if he would be able to hit the big guy or not, or whatever. So he'll
He is
at least,
visible.
yeah, I know he is, but he'll at least send a message by shooting the dude that's next to him again.
Okay.
let
I
that
might not
dude-
be able to hit you, but
I don't know, but if nothing else, I want you to know.
I'll kill your friend.
Yeah, I want you to know that dude that's next to you, fuck him. All right. 19 to hit that guy.
Does.
10 points more. And a 25. 7 points more.
Takes him out.
Nice.
There's the message.
That's your message. It's like this guy's got like what, 5 arrows sticking out of him or something like that. He just falls over into the fire. Thunk.
Okay.
There's one less guy who'll be aiming at random spots on the ground that you call out, dude.
Profanities.
And I'm gonna be AFK 1 second.
Okay.
I signal to Calypso and tell her to fireball inside and then retreat.
Okay.
I look to Palamonius and give him the
Wrap it
circle the wagon's finger in the air and point back to camp.
Okay.
And I deuce out.
I'm gonna put you off screen at this point.
Yep, with my action to dash.
Yep. You used your turn essentially, because all you did was talk.
Yep.
So I have taken you out of initiative off screen. All right. Next, we have the Stymphalian birds. This one. I'm gonna once again zoom in on Palamonius. Rolling to hit. The bull gives them disadvantage. That's what would happen. Misses. Will continue its flight to get to about here after having to go down and up again. This one will fly in on Calypso, diving down. Hits. Calypso, you take 6 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make a concentration check. AKA con save at advantage. Because of your Warcaster. Did we lose Calypso?
Maybe her mic?
Did we lose Calypso and Profanities?
I have returned.
We're waiting on Calypso and Profanities. They have not responded.
What? I'm sorry.
There we go.
My bad. I wasn't. What?
Okay,
Discussion at home, sorry.
it's okay. You've just been attacked. I need a concentration check. You took 6 points of damage. You have advantage.
Yep.
Make sure you mark off the 6 points of damage. Bird will continue its flight. Out this way. This one. Zooming in on Agamemnon. It will strike. It hits, dealing 5 points of piercing damage to Agamemnon. It will fly out this way. This one flies in. It will attack. It will hit, dealing 7 more points of slashing damage to Agamemnon. It will fly out to here. Agamemnon has taken a total of 12 points of damage.
Got it. That's good. And leaves him at DM Wolfgar numbers.
Is to be expected. Penelope.
Hell yeah, Penelope's going. Still enraged.
Did you rage last turn?
I did. I am going to, right here, I call out to, well, I don't call out to him. I'm an idiot. Did not do that. Oh wait, and Archimedes has to come back too. But that's alright, he'll be on the way back. He's 60 feet or whatever. I am going to go and throw a javelin at one of these creatures. Thank you, by the way. Okay, I think I can do a fated, so I'm gonna do that now.
Sure.
But I also meant to reckless, so haha. Show.
Use all the things.
Okay. Really, she's not feeling it.
10 will miss. As you toss the javelin into the air, the bird easily dodges out of the way.
I get 2 attacks.
As Penelope rounds that bend and says, Agamemnon calls as you get closer, basically saying, "Your king needs assistance. Do you have a healer?" As he's gasping and stumbling forward.
All right, hold on here, because
Make
he's
him
coming up.
sound much more of a pansy than he is.
He's at 1 hit point.
Would I be able to?
And 2 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that in D&D that means 0. He's still at 100% of his regular capability because he's at 1 hit point out of 1,000. It doesn't even matter. But in real life, if you're at 1 hit point out of your max of 50 something or whatever, you should probably indicate that somehow through your demeanor and everything. And the whole time, all I'm picturing is Brian Cox from Troy as Agamemnon. So
Of course.
Not dead yet.
You're getting better. Penelope.
As a bonus action, would I be able to just toss him a bottle? I know I can't like make him drink
no.
it, but
No,
I can't even
would be
slide
an
it. I
act-
can't
it
take
would
it out
be
of my
an-
bag. I can't like reach in. Nothing.
You can have it in your hand, and
Okay.
on his turn he wishes to drink it, he can.
All right, I do that.
Is that it?
Do I still have a second attack?
Yes.
My God, hit something! Damn it!
A 16 unfortunately misses.
My God,
Clips
motherfuckers!
the wings, but it doesn't seem to affect the creature.
But it was close. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Harmonious. Getting that hint, he will signal actually to Colonel Chris to head out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to dash. In an assistance attempt with Penelope, he will start hobbling his way off screen. Agamemnon.
Agamemnon. All right, so he sees Penelope fighting, right? Valiantly,
Yeah, well,
as a Greek
attempting.
warrior should.
As a Greek warrior should for their game.
Well, still, attempting. All right. He will continue moving, and then
Does he take the offered time?
yes, he will take whatever it is there as he scoots on past. That's movement. That's regular movement. 15.
For the record, we didn't discuss that just happened in Roll20 chat. We didn't even talk about it, and both of us said to double fist the potions.
Right, that's hilarious.
Two hands,
You
two
know you
potions.
well.
So he's going to drink the tiny whiny.
Yes, he
As
will,
a bonus action.
and he will do that. He will drink the tiny whiny. And is it a regular? Is it 2d4 plus
Yep.
2? Okay.
Yep. And then he has to make a con save.
I thought I just had a regular healing potion to give him. I have 3 from the pirate attack. Why would I give him a tiny whiny? I don't want him drunk.
But okay, then you give him a potion.
It's still 2d4 plus 2. So.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want the potential.
There's his
for that.
roll,
He's already
so he
hard
gets
to-
6 points of healing back. So not gonna probably mean a difference, but if they attack him at least, now that they have another target potentially. So he moved. He bonus actioned doing that. Let me make sure. That's a bonus action. That's not applicable right now.
Penelope would have it out.
He does not know what that bag is.
True.
Just
All right.
knows
Do
that
that.
you
Sorry.
put your hand in there and got
Right.
a potion. That's it.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't know anything about that. He's moved. He's bonus actioned. He will. He could go there, but that wouldn't necessarily mean anything. Does Chris here or whatever, Kiss, whatever, Colonel Kiss thing or whatever, does that count as an ally?
Yes.
So if he did urgent orders again, he could move him 30 feet?
But he used his bonus action to drink a potion.
It.
But he hasn't used.
Oh,
his regular
yeah.
action,
Oh, it is a
right?
bonus action. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. All right. Well, then fuck it. Then I guess he'll just he'll move.
He can action dash, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's gonna dash and get to there, so he can get further, at least toward more allies, if at all possible.
At this point, now that there is nobody in the camp, I'm going to do this.
Darken it. Yeah.
I will reveal what the small hole in the fence.
Well, just remember, Odysseus can still see. as
He
well.
can. He can pick a target. That's
Right.
fine. But you guys, nobody is actively in the camp, so none of you guys can see.
Understood.
So
We can still see the top of the tree that's on fire too, right?
yes. From the hole in the wall, that's basically your cone of view, so to speak. Alright. After Agamemnon. You hear more shouting from within. Hoplites continue to scatter somewhat. The archers seem to continue moving in a variety of directions, doing what is being shouted to them. Now at this point, Calypso. It's your turn.
Yeah. Okay, so. Here. That's my point. There you go.
Where are you casting it?
Right here.
Look at where you're standing.
My bad.
There we go. Now where you're casting it.
Boom.
So here is the
Sure. That's fine.
hold on 1 second. That's the token. Okay. You should be able to move it around. Place it where you want it to go. Right there.
Alright, yeah, right there. Sorry, it's like snap to grid, but I can't see through it. So it's like, it was hard for me to, yeah, right there. Right there.
Tell me if you want me to move it up at all.
No, it's fine. I got it. I was just trying to figure out how it was moving, that's all.
Alright,
Does
it will
hit
catch this Stymphalian bird, as well as this hoplite, and this, or this Tatsute, and this hoplite as another fiery explosion sounds. Go ahead, you already rolled the damage, they're going to make their saves. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, 2 natural ones. Bird only seems slightly singed from what you can see.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it. It takes a lot of fire damage naturally. You remember from last time. So instead of 34, it takes 17, and instead of 17, it takes 8. These two guys both roll natural ones, however, taking the full 34, he is not looking great. And this guy is burnt to a crisp. He is dead. Is that it for you, Calypso, or do you wish to continue to move?
No, I can see my flaming spear, but I can only see that one tree, but I don't like that fucking bird, so...
I will say, with the flaming sphere, you could just keep moving it around.
Yeah.
Just that you don't need to see where that moves, because it's already been deployed. You could just say, okay, move 20 feet in that direction, 30 feet, or 10 feet in this direction. You can only move it a distance, but it's less, now that it's already been deployed, you can move it where you like.
Right, so because I can see that there's a line of tents, and it looks like, when I looked through it before the fireball was in my face, of course, that it looked like there was a line of tents extending to the right, even though I can't see that, I'm going to pull the flaming spear towards that direction to try to light whatever. I can't see where the flaming spear is, but towards, hold on, 30 feet towards this direction to try to catch whatever I can catch and run it at, like, I don't know, like 5 feet above the ground.
Okay. It begins to do so.
And then I've only moved 10 feet. And I remember, since nobody's told me that Agamemnon is hurt, I remember hearing Profanity's direction to GTFO, so I'm going to start heading out.
Nobody's told you, but he did yell out that the king needed assist. That, you know, Greeks, come and assist your king, and it was right down there to the west.
Would I have heard enough detail, or just the voice? Because I was like 120 feet away.
I can say that obviously, the bull and Penelope ran in that direction, so something important's there. Your guess, you can make an educated guess that it's probably either Agamemnon or Arthemios. So what would you do?
Well, she's a healer. She's a healer and not a soldier. So she would head towards to assist if there was anybody hurt. And quite frankly, with her experience at being a hostage of the Minotaur people, she's probably guessing that Agamemnon is, having been a hostage, has been through some level of torture. So she's on her way. So that's 10 feet.
Okay. Arthemios, you run off map.
I do, waving my arms toward Odysseus to let him so that it attracts his attention as I head off that direction. So that he can.
I will say that he can still take some pot shots, because obviously he's at a far enough distance that he's not too worried.
Right.
And he might want to keep an eye out, but.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just waiting to let him know, so he sees me alone going off that way and realize I am still. Never mind. I thought for some reason it had fallen. Never mind. I'm not gonna wave my arms in and fuck it. Yeah, I'm out. I did what I had to do. I got the king out of the camp.
I'm gonna say
from there on out, it is what it is.
is going to just continue to take some pot shots, as well as he is going to kind of keep an eye on what is going on in the camp, at least to be able to report something back.
Yeah, I've done my part. All you can do is hope that Agamemnon, makes it the rest of the way.
All right, Arthemios, you run off map, off screen. The birds. Two of the birds seem to have returned back into the camp itself. Meanwhile, however, this bird is going to once again try to swipe down at Agamemnon. See if it hits. It does, dealing 6 points of damage.
Oh god, this is... Oh!
Okay.
As it will continue to circle, it seems intent on staying with Agamemnon. This one will fly down to you, Penelope. It misses and will continue to fly. Actually, it will continue to fly out into the camp. Penelope, it's your turn.
Penelope is first going to... Does it look like we're... Oh, we're probably all just booking it at this point. Yeah, I think that Penelope would hand the last fire pouch to Archimedes and tell him to see if he can lay some, basically, fire behind us to prevent anyone from following. You know what I'm saying? Or are we just running?
It's up to you. If you want him to drop another firebomb into the camp, he can do that. You won't know the effects because no one's looking. Or you could have him, do something else with it, or not do anything at all. It's up to you.
Well, how's this? He's going to grab the bag, and he's going to stay a little bit close. Like, he's going to go in there, and if somebody, he'll hold the action. If someone or something launches themselves after us, then he'll drop the bomb on them. Otherwise, he'll just come back to us.
I will put him in a spot necessary then.
All right, and
What
then
are
I
you
still
doing?
have, 5, 10, 15. I can pick up Agamemnon, right?
Agamemnon.
That guy. I can pick up the king. Yeah?
It's very argumentative.
Athletics.
Yeah, he's staggering.
I doubt that he's going to have too much against that. He knows we're on the side. He's met me before.
Yeah, I mean, you're not baby carrying him, but you pick him up.
I don't know.
Yeah, firemen's carry him.
So Penelope definitely grabs him and...
Give me an athletics.
Did you bonus action rage? Doesn't that give
She
you, like,
made an
bonus?
attack last time.
She has advantage anyway.
Oh, okay.
You are technically still raging.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Enough.
You pick up him. You're carrying him enough. It's not easy, but you're carrying him. You can continue your movement at half speed.
Okay, so I've done 15 feet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. But, alright, so it's half speed from this point. It's not half speed
Right.
from what I've done.
At least he's
Right.
unarmored,
Okay.
so he's less
True.
weight.
Probably
Yeah,
why his DC
he's
is
not
less.
he's not entirely heavy, but you're carrying another person. You're not gonna be sprinting. So you have 20 more feet of movement. In other words, 2 more squares.
Oh.
It's a difficult terrain.
Penelope,
Yes.
never mind, I can't see you.
Yeah.
Keep going.
There we go.
There. Now you got
I,
it.
You
I
start
yell.
to see her now.
Yeah, because I see she's carrying Agamemnon. I'm like, I whistle or yell at her. Like, hey.
You have not used your action yet.
No, I have not.
So, actually, yes, you have. You
Yeah, picked him up, right?
You picked up Agamemnon. That's right. Okay, so
Alright,
that's
so
that.
I pull another health potion out of the bag and just hold it.
Okay,
You might as well do something.
it is his
Yes,
turn.
but you also know where your healer is now.
True that, yo.
I think we did skip. Well, because I took him off initiative. At this point, Colonel Chris will come up to you and essentially take him from you.
He'll use his horn and hook Agamemnon's claw.
Like turns around for you.
Squishwink.
Basically, turns around for you to put him over the bull. It'll be easier to do it that way rather than you carrying him. And begins to start with Agamemnon in tow, making his way. Agamemnon does take the potion from you, but
Heck
begins
yeah.
to start making his way.
I was gonna say
Now
he'll
here-
snatch that thing.
Yeah, so you can drink that now. Here's the issue. The Stymphalian bird does not seem to be getting shaken. So, first, Agamemnon can drink the potion. 6 points of healing. Good. As I stated, a couple of things happen at this point. So, the bull is beginning to make its way back towards the party. That'll be Calypso. You obviously, both of you are also doing the same at this point. A couple of things happen. First, Penelope, as you are making your way back, there's another explosion, and you feel yourself lose connection with Archimedes.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Calypso,
Yes.
as you are
Wait.
running back,
The explosion. Do we see a fireball in the air? Do we see light as if the
you
drop
see
happened?
you see light as if a drop happened,
Okay.
but you don't know that Archimedes is gone. You
Right,
just
we wouldn't know that,
there
but we
was
would know the difference.
it didn't
in-
explode in the air.
in the
Yes,
sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calypso.
Yes.
You can see Agamemnon is hurt severely. He's making a way back to the party with you. But that bird is following close and has plenty of movement to keep up. What are you gonna do?
I would really like that. Well, I would like to get within 15 feet of that bull. I would like to get to Agamemnon so I can touch him. That's what I would like to do. You asked me what I wanted to do.
Okay, and I'm telling you, do it.
Okay, so I only have 30 feet of movement. It's way the fuck over there.
Start moving. You're gonna get there eventually, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm there as long as he doesn't outrun me. I mean, I yell at him.
Okay.
Here,
that's
come.
fine.
Here, boy. Come here.
Meanwhile, seeing as you
Wait, is it
cannot
my
see
turn?
him-
Hold up, I'm that close, right? Am I literally that close?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, but am I literally that close, or is he further ahead?
No, you guys are on the map. If you're not off screen, you are on the map where you are.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Where? On yourself?
It's on myself. Here, let me do this. It's on myself, and it covers 15-foot radius, which should catch him.
Okay. Smart. Is that it?
That's not how combat works.
I'm
Hang
just-
on. There's a misunderstanding here about how space works in combat. So just to clarify the way this spell works, it's a 15-foot radius from her. So So the king is inside the radius. However, the bird does not have to enter the radius to hit the king, so the bird would not be affected, correct?
I mean, so far the bird has only been using its talons. You have known in the past that it has feathers that it can fire. So you would know that.
Regardless, though, even if it meleeed the king, it would not have to enter his space or Spirit Guardian's space.
Not in the current configuration, no.
Okay.
And you also know, again, yes, that it does have ranged options should it need to use them. It hasn't. But it can. Due to your previous combat with these.
Hold. Yeah, alright, then I'm gonna not cast Spirit Guardians if that's the case, because I thought it created like a bubble that it would have to penetrate in melee to get to him, but it's fine.
I mean, once you're up next to them, absolutely, but at least right now, no.
No, then I'm not gonna cast Spirit Guardians. Let me check the range on something real quick. That's 30 feet. Okay, then I cast Sanctuary on Agamemnon. Is the only thing I can do for this distance.
Very smart. He also heals.
Yes, he does. I'll roll that in just a second. It's my level, so my tier rather, in D6s, so 2D. It's not much, but...
Okay. Okay, 8 points of healing, 8 points of healing. You never took out the damage off of him last time, Squirrel. Oh wait, no, he drank a potion. That's right.
He drank a potion.
My apologies. So 8 more points of healing for him.
Nice.
Is that it, Chris?
How far now is my flaming spear? I can't see it on I can't see where it is on.
Right. You're asking how far it is from you?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if your description of how it would work, if it was like am I still in control of it to just kind of loop it around 30 feet to try to catch whatever the hell I can catch, even though I can't see it?
Can you close the spell for me? Yada, 60-foot range. Yep. At this point, unless you lose concentration, you can just keep flying it around every 6 seconds for a minute.
Yeah.
And just in random directions until you feel either you lose concentration or it gets dispelled or something along those lines where time's up.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
So you don't really need to know where it's going because you can't, but
right.
You can just have it go willy-nilly in various directions.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I figured that's what you were trying to that you were describing before, but I'm doing that as my bonus action.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't have any more movement. I'm trying to get to, I'm calling to the bull because I need to get to Agamemnon. I need to be able to touch him.
That's fine. Okay. On the new round order, Odysseus takes out some more shots. At this point, profanities.
Odysseus,
you can see.
Oh, Odysseus, can he shoot that bird?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, he can see them all leaving by the front now or whatever, and that thing continues to harass them.
Yep, go for it.
That's not with advantage. So...
No, this would be regular.
Right. Let me just make sure there's not... and the bird's not... Well, is the bird within 5 feet right now, or is it...
No, it's in the air.
Okay, so it's just in that space, but elevated.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so 2 regular attacks.
It does have that power shot ability if you want him to
Yeah,
use
but I was gonna wait and see. He only gets to use that once.
Mhm.
Actually, instead of taking 2 regular attacks, he's gonna hold his attack, and when the bird swoops in, he will fire
Okay.
the
I know what you're doing.
one shot to get the advantage with the
To add all the bonuses.
yeah, with his what's it, attack? No, with his power shot, and he gets advantage if he has an ally within 5 feet. He'll use the attack the weak spot thing that he
Right.
has to get that. Yeah, so he's gonna do that.
Okay. At this point, profanities, you can see that the party is making their way over to you, but you also notice that this bird is, accosting them. If you want, you can have your weapons ready, so to speak, to fight the bird by the time it gets there to you guys.
Yep, I ready an attack.
That's fine. At this point, it would have been the bird's turn, and then it would have been Palmonius. So we go to the bird. Or actually, the bird's Penelope, Palmonius. So the bird will swoop in. Go ahead and make that attack at advantage.
Okay, so he's gonna make the single
Well,
attack.
first,
What?
actually, for that,
Okay.
it needs to make a wisdom save due to Sanctuary.
Oh, it needs to make. Oh, because she.
Well,
cast-
it would swoop in first. It would swoop in first to get the attack off. So go ahead and make the attack roll.
Okay, so he has advantage. He's using the attack the weak spot,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to call power shot also before the attack roll is made. So he's doing that as well. Okay.
Roll the hit.
So with advantage selected, longbow attack, double 24s.
That hits.
Okay, so that's going to do his regular damage plus an additional 4d6 plus an additional 10.
Correct.
So his regular damage is only 5 piercing,
So 15.
15 plus 4d6.
Correct.
15 more, so 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage. The bird did not like that.
Good.
The arrow flies true, striking into the bird's chest. You see its flying falter, but it still is able to make an attack out at Agamemnon. But first, it must make a wisdom save due to your sanctuary. What is the DC?
My spell save DC was 50.
It does succeed.
Okay, Regal
make the
Presence.
attack.
It's 16 because she has that one item that adds a bonus that's not calculated in roll 20.
Yeah, it must have reset when I leveled up and I didn't touch it.
Okay, it's still
I
passive.
don't know.
Okay, Regal Presence. King Agamemnon will make his intimidation check against the enemy's insight check to grant it disadvantage on the attack.
Go ahead.
Intimidation, he rolls at 22.
Suddenly, he gets all steely faced as he gives the evil eye to
Well,
the
now he's
bird.
surrounded by his people, Greeks.
The bird gets freaked out. It rolled a natural 1.
Nice.
Going to attack at
Disadvantage.
disadvantage. Rolling to hit. It still does hit, though. He only has a 10 armor class in the end.
I know, but hey, every little bit helps sometimes.
8 points of slashing. And it will fly to here. Back up into the air. Penelope.
How high is this stupid bird?
20 feet.
So I couldn't reach it.
And with the javelin.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, throw the javelin. As soon as I found my sheet, damn it. I declare close things all the time. Sorry. Got it. Recklessing.
Roll to hit. That will hit.
Oh, thank God.
Don't forget to add your rage damage.
Ah, finally, this time I did it right. Yay, 6.
Okay. Second javelin. You have 5 total, I think.
Yep, I got one more left.
That will hit. 21.
Oh, nice, 9.
Okay. The javelins don't seem to do as much damage as you'd like, but it does chip away at it. You want to continue moving. Are you basically going to stay alongside Agamemnon?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Pull another healing potion out of my bag. The last. No, I have 2 more. Then that's it.
Okay.
Jesus.
I will, same as before, allow Agamemnon to grab it before Colonel Kiss moves off screen. He can roll that healing. We're going to take the 2 of them off screen for now.
You're saying go ahead and roll the healing?
I will also, go ahead and roll the healing.
Okay.
I should also mention this real quick. Let me double check, actually. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Ignore that. So he takes the potion, he drinks it.
Fine.
Colonel Kiss starts charging away back to the group. At this point, I'm going to say with all of your powers combined, you are able to easily get rid of this bird that would have been accosting you continuing forward. And you guys begin to make your way back to camp. Do you beeline it to camp?
They're gonna know where this came from anyway, so yeah. To camp.
Okay. I will say, just due to fleet of foot and not having to keep your king, alive with you, and having to slow your pace slightly, Odysseus and Arthemios, both of you arrive at camp before the party.
Roger.
And Odysseus immediately begins to start shouting orders for everyone to prepare, be
Yeah, they're
on
going to
guard.
they may be coming in hot.
Exactly. As you return to camp, then you witness the party. Calypso, you've had time, you've used spell slots or whatever you needed to do to heal King Agamemnon on the run.
I was gonna use his what the hell's it called? Healing Radiance?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You used whatever you needed to, whether it was that, whether it was your.
Well, I mean, if I know that we've got people behind us, I'm less likely to use spell slots until I actually need them. That's why I'm mentioning it.
Yeah, that's fine. As you make your way back to the safety of the camp, all of you on edge preparing, you wait out the rest of the night, but it does not seem that the attack ever comes.
Go. Got it.
Seems that you sowed enough chaos that you waylaid them enough that they couldn't just immediately go after you. And though it was a hard fought in the end, the party does successfully get Agamemnon and back to camp. And it is at this point we are going to take a short break. So,
Nice work, everybody.
well done in the end. It did work out. Good job with
Profanities
setting
is
the
on the troops.
yeah, good job setting that, distraction. It did work very well. And overall, yes, you guys were successful in your operation. So, we'll take 10 minutes.
Roger.
We'll be back at 9:25. As you guys have finished just enough rope and now are in the new chapter, chapter 6.
Level up.
Well,
Level
I
up.
hope this works. No level up.
Aw.
Oh, yeah.
Not yet.
All right.
Are we
Then-
gaining a long rest during the break?
Yes. Well, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Good. our
There were
peace is
shifts were taken so that, everybody gets a chance to rest up after what happened. Even though
Okay.
you guys were on edge expecting a counterattack.
Then I'm going to go ahead and handle the stream portion here as well. I'll be off of Discord for a second while I sign up for the break. Okay, everybody. What we're going to do, like he said, is we are going to go ahead and put this on break for 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on the Be Right Back Squirrel. So we'll be back in 10 minutes to resume the adventure, having successfully rescued King Agamemnon from the filthy Trojans. We'll be back in 10. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome back to Secret Squirrel Games. We just took a 10-minute break. We are returning, getting back into it with D&D Myths and Legends, a Greek mythology-themed Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign that Wolfgar, our Dungeon Master, is running for us. During the break, in addition to our characters being able to gain the benefits of a long rest after our King Agamemnon rescue, there was also a sound clip that he played for us, but we're not going to play it on the stream because of copyright, issues. So this is what it said. Here's the script of that sound clip. Okay, so I will scroll this down or whatever so you can see. King Agamemnon, Arkantos, Ajax, and Odysseus stand in this still battle-torn camp discussing the next plan of action. King Agamemnon saying, "Curse Troy and those who dwell within her walls. They torched our food stores and tents, even most of the ships. We'll be lucky." It meant lucky instead of we'll be luck, but we'll be lucky to even escape here now. Arkantos is like, "Escape? We just broke down one of the gates. We should be pressing our attack, not talking of escape." King Agamemnon saying, "The Trojans aren't going to wait for that. Surely they will attack again at any moment." Arkantos, "Not if they think we left. Poseidon is the lord of horses in Atlantis. A defeated general surrenders his horse when beaten." Odysseus, "A horse, yes, a great wooden horse." Ajax, "I don't understand. Will it fight?" All three other generals look in disbelief at Ajax before turning back to each other. Odysseus saying, "We can have this done quickly and we don't have to rebuild any of the siege." Arkantos, "I will need your help." All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and return back to the Discord channel and gain the presence of the Dungeon Master and the remaining players, and we will get back on with the adventure. All right, everybody, we are back.
Welcome back. So you read through the script.
I did.
Great. So that is what has happened. We are now into chapter 6. I hope this works. Obviously, you can't have the Trojan War without the great Trojan horse, right? So that is where we finally connect with the history or legend. So, to kind of do a brief overview. Yes, after the harrowing rescue, Agamemnon, Ajax, Odysseus, Arkantos, and you all are discussing what to do next when the idea of a great wooden horse being built to distract the Trojans, to fool them with allied soldiers hiding within, was proffered to the team. While this is being built, few things to understand. First and foremost, a reminder of where your current resources lie. You currently have 9 food, 9 wood, and 5 favor to work with.
The marker says 10 food, 9 wood, and 5 favor.
It should say 9.
Now it says 9.
Now, you have this now in your handouts. The Trojan horse. To successfully fool the Trojans, this horse must be constructed and built in secret. If the Trojans find out about the horse, the plan is ruined. In other words, if your camp gets attacked while this horse is being built, there is no, that you're not going to be able to successfully utilize it. They will be prepared. So, a couple of things to note here. First, you will have to utilize almost all of your villagers to build this horse. Now, obviously, you can still send out villagers to gather food, wood, and favor. However, you already have the wood or food. You already have the favor necessary to build this. You do not have the wood. It is suggested that more villagers be found in order to get this specific job done. Agamemnon, Ajax, Arkantos, Odysseus, however, will need to stay behind to not only defend the camp, but also to make sure that this is getting done effectively and efficiently. So, while
This sounds like a ask the genie with one of your wishes for more wishes kind of things. If we need more villagers, well then we should send out villagers to find more villagers.
it is suggested that you seek out another town that is not far from here. The reason you never sought it out before was because it was on an island, and to transport villagers back and forth using your ships would have been just too much of a hassle when you could have easily just taken from the town. The town has given you everybody they can give. So, it is suggested that you head to the island of Tenedos. The village there should have people who should be willing and able to help. While you are doing that, Ajax obviously will maintain a guard-heavy presence in the camp. Agamemnon will continue with his assistants gaining favor. Odysseus and Arcantos will also continue their projects, specifically the construction of the Trojan horse. Once this horse is constructed, obviously you know what comes next.
No, I was on the edge of my seat listening. What?
The actual final assault on the city of Troy. So, with all that in mind, do any of you have any questions before we set out?
I don't think so.
So, at this point, Ajax, Arcantos, Agamemnon, Odysseus are going to kind of take over the role of instructing the villagers and soldiers what to be doing, so that you guys can focus on getting more villagers. Obviously, before the horse can be built, wood needs to be gathered, so they will be focusing on that primarily. With that, though, you all are given a trireme to set out in search of this. Well, not in search of the village, you know where the village is, but in search of these extra villagers. You are given an additional trireme in tow. Obviously, because you will be bringing more people back with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, who is going to captain the first trireme? We have
Arthemius.
2 Marines in the party.
Arthemius.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take one and Penelope can take the other, I guess.
Okay. A moment. Let's put these down on the
Sorry.
map. And also,
That's never gonna work. That's way too small. This is gonna get like one person, maybe.
Trireme A, Trireme B. Please place yourself on which trireme you wish to be on.
We can place ourselves under it.
There you go. Okay. Harmonious being a ladies' man. We'll
Plus-
go on.
Plus, he started the whole thing coming in with Calypso anyway, right? So
No heroes can accompany you during this mission.
right.
So, With that,
We're gonna take the armory with us, though.
okay.
Wait,
Your ship
we're doing that. We're taking the temple.
Your ship immediately sinks as you lift the building and place it onto the ship.
Well, at least
Calypso's part Cuban. She throws a bunch of 50-gallon drums underneath
Nice.
raft and floats the temple behind them.
Yep.
All right. Good thinking on your toes. So, the party sets out, following the following the directions given to you by Arcantos and Odysseus. And you begin to make your way to the small village of Tenedos, or small village located on the island of Tenedos. It is half a day's travel to get there. So, I need my 2 sailors to please make nautical vehicle handling checks. When asked what ability, it is either wisdom or intelligence, your choice.
We sink.
I need 1 from Penelope as well.
We look like we're whitewater
I'm on mute.
rafting.
I'm talking this whole damn time on mute. Don't speak
Oh.
to me.
You're
I give
welcome.
Artemios my
Hate you so much.
inspiration for today.
Go for it.
All right, and what is it that I'm using? Wisdom or what?
So you can use wisdom or intelligence.
I prefer acrobatics, but okay.
Well, you're not rolling a wisdom check, you're not rolling an intelligence check. You're going to go to your character sheet.
No, I know. I got it. I hit, well, land, yeah. You know what I mean.
Water vehicle.
Gonna artfully muscle it into.
Alright,
Crap, I did it. Dang it. Hold on.
reroll.
Let me do it. Sorry.
Artemios, you can reroll your vehicle check as well.
Did not help.
That's-
You guys have been landlocked for a little while. It's
I'm-
excusable.
I'm going to use my inspiration, I guess.
Okay.
God, I can't believe we're having to use inspiration for this.
It did not get better.
Oh no.
Mine did.
There it is.
Bam!
Just say,
You just need a leader on your boat.
Penelope tosses a rope.
Profanities looks at Artemius like, shouldn't you like raise the sail? Shouldn't you like use the rudder?
Who's the
to-
marine here?
Shouldn't you do this? Shouldn't you do that? And
I was
Artemius
gonna
is
do it anyway, but not because you said it.
Meanwhile, Penelope is running around like a bull in the china shop while the bull on the ship just looks at you and is watching as you run back and forth, back and forth.
It's more like after his first roll, Profanities is like, are you really gonna let them show you up?
So,
Seems like a low
it's not
standard.
the easiest travel, but you do make it happen. With the assistance of Palamonius, who isn't necessarily a sailor, but is efficient enough with all variety of tools and gadgets and things that, you know, once an explanation is made, he can help as best he can. You guys begin to make your way to the island. The island of Tenedos isn't a very, fruitful place. It's small, very rocky, but you do see the bits and pieces of civilization nearby. You see a small dock. You see a variety of fishing nets, 1 or 2 rowboats, nothing crazy, that are tied to the dock. And you can see that there are small copses of trees here and there, telling you that the island itself, though not large, does have a forested area within. After about half a day of sailing relatively calm seas, you make your way onto the island and towards the town. As you are getting closer to town, though, or the village, I should say, you immediately note that something is off here. For one, what should be bustling streets and, well, not bustling streets in a small village, but what should be relatively lively action at midday, you can see is much different. Everyone seems to be gathered by one particular hut. I would like everybody to make a perception check as you get closer. And then announce what you rolled.
Is this perception check based on what
Sight.
I can see? Can I also have Archimedes, who's probably
13.
If you'd like.
18 from profanities.
Okay. Those of you who rolled 13 or higher, so everyone but Arthemios.
I'm busy making sure these ships land safely.
Yeah, Penelope's feeling a little bit better about herself right now.
As you are making your way into the small village, you can see everyone seems to be in a very sad and depressed mood. You can also tell that they all appear to be malnourished, even though there should be plenty of fish in the ocean. And you can see evidence of fishing, fishing folk, fishermen and people who should be proficient in this. It seems that they haven't had any real luck recently with gathering food, and what is left of their farms is dismal. You can see that they seem to be surrounding a small altar. There is a woman. You can see she is dressed in what look like a variety of shawls. She appears older. She's probably in her mid to late 50s. There's some streaks of gray in her hair. And she seems to be kneeling in front of this altar. On the altar are some candles. You see there is a figure who is laid across the altar with a shawl over them. You cannot see what's underneath the shawl. But you, after this being pointed out to you, Arthemios immediately can tell this is a funeral ritual that is taking place.
Roger. I'll say that to the others. Say they've lost someone. At least someone.
The woman, all of you notice, takes 2 silver coins, places them over the eyes, and then begins to pray, which the rest of the crowd continues. Overall, there's probably only about 30 or so people here. No real children. There's 1 or 2, younger children, or like younger, teenagers, but no real children that you can see. And though they appear somewhat malnourished, overall, no one appears sick or diseased in any way. What do you do?
Are they leaving from the ritual, or is the ritual still going on?
It seems to be still going on.
Though
it's
I know
probably
I'm
wrapping
gonna be quiet or whatever until it's all kind of done. I don't want to interrupt whatever they're doing.
Okay.
Same. I'm not interrupting. I'll observe.
Okay. You do watch as individuals begin to walk forward. Some young girls with small flowers place them over the body. And eventually the crowd begins to disperse. You notice a few of them do turn in your direction, and upon noticing you, they go over to the woman who is leading the prayer, whisper in her ear, and point in your direction, and you watch as she begins to approach. They don't necessarily seem afraid of you or anything, but they are keeping their distance. She approaches and introduces herself. Her name is Despina Ganas. She says, "You are Greeks from the war front, yes?"
Aye.
Why have you come?
And I just nod when he says,
We seek to replenish our numbers. We've lost many in the war front, and we can provide shelter and food for many of your people.
She looks around. Not many who are soldiers here. Is that what you need us for?
Our armed forces are doing well. It is the civilian folk who have suffered, and we are looking to rebuild and protect them more than they have before.
She nods. Come with me. We will discuss this. She leads you to a small hut that she has. It's sparse.
in the area of the ritual for the funeral and stuff there, or whatever, is there anything specifically indicative of a particular god that, I mean, I'm assuming Hades might be a part of it, but otherwise, is there anything else indicative of another god that might be also partially venerated during that ritual, someone else that they're seeking the blessings of, or that the deceased may have looked like they were a follower of?
Make a perception roll.
$13.
You do notice, indeed, obviously the coins are meant for,
Sure, the boatman.
The boatman. But you do notice that there does appear to be amongst a lot, there isn't really so much flowers. Now that you've gotten a closer look, you're actually seeing there's straws of grain.
Okay.
And even though they're slightly wilted, they've placed straws of grain on this woman.
And that would normally be associated with...
the meter, right?
On the nose. 5 points for Gryffindor.
Okay.
I just know about her daughter Persephone.
Right.
That would indeed be the goddess Demeter.
Okay.
She brings you into her hut, again, sparsely, decorated. You see there's a bed. There actually are 2 beds in here. There is a small oven, a shrine, and you can now verify this to be true. A small shrine to the goddess Demeter is in this hut. You see there's a moment where she, says a few words at the shrine before, returning to you. You all are kind of sitting at a table or, leaning up against the wall. It's not the largest hut, but it's, it's got furniture enough to allow you to kind of join in. She says, "I'm sorry you caught us at a rather unfortunate time. We just lost our leader."
Our condolences on that.
She nods. Yes, I have taken her place. Not necessarily by choice, but it's what must be done to serve the gods. You said you needed villagers for assistance in rebuilding your camp. Is that right?
It is. Yes.
She says.
Projects around our camp, yes.
Yes,
She
our
says.
camp has been constructed, but we continue to improve. We do look to replenish our numbers.
She nods. I would help you normally, but, well, with the loss of our village elder, my people aren't in the best condition necessarily for the labor you're looking for. We haven't eaten much in some time. The oceans provide no fish, and our farms produce very little.
Has something happened? Or has someone done something that would take you out of favor with the gods?
I didn't know until just recently, actually. She died only a day ago. But she was feverish and obviously hungry from her previous, or from just before she passed, and she was saying something of some vision, but I wasn't really paying that much attention, to be honest. I was just trying to keep her safe and alive, but obviously that didn't work. She mentioned that something was stolen from her, from Demeter.
From what? What was the last thing you said?
From Demeter,
Oh, Demeter. Okay.
our god.
Oh, Demeter. Okay.
Something was stolen from her, and because of that is why we suffer.
Was your village leader also the most attuned amongst you to Demeter?
She nods.
You don't have any idea what item was stolen, though.
She shakes her head no. She says that
And this was really stolen, not just in the vision.
she doesn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't have any item or anything like that,
Okay.
but that she was receiving a vision of something being stolen from her goddess.
Understood.
She says that or she looks actually in your direction, Calypso, and notices your garb. I am not prepared to be an elder, to lead this village. I will do what I must, but I am no spiritual. Obviously, I care for the gods, but I am not I did not possess any sight or any connection that she did. But are you a priestess? Are you an oracle?
I am.
She nods.
I am a follower and the god Apollo. I am one of his domain clerics, light domain clerics.
Would you be able to? Maybe you could try to connect with her. Maybe you could see what was stolen, or if there's any way that we can receive aid.
Yes, I can. Do you have a temple in the town that is specifically for her?
She gestures to the shrine. It's a small village. It's not a,
Sure.
they don't have.
I just didn't know if that was the only one.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, I can see what I do as I reach into my bag and pull out my little, crystals and what are they called? Stones and start to kind of get in the headspace, as it were, as Calypso does.
Bunch of hippie stuff.
Yeah, walking over to the shrine, I dig around to see if I have anything that is of, like, I don't think I have any, like, food or grain or anything on me. I ask her for, do you have a couple of grains of rice or wheat stalk, something that I can use to appeal to Demeter?
She nods, and you can see she has some seeds that she has in a small pouch.
Ah, yes, thank you. I turn towards the shrine and start to get in the headspace some.
Okay, make a religion roll.
Oh, that's not good.
As you are beginning to pray, you're having a hard time really connecting. And you look down at the seeds and you literally watch in your hand as the seeds begin to darken and gray until they become rotten.
Oh dear. I'm looking over a couple things here. Hang on. So augury is about looking for a specific course of action. Is there a way to use that to determine where we might look, or to kind of try to at least some way get some direction on what might have been stolen or taken or lost?
It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
And I will allow you, however, if you wish, you can burn the spell slot.
Okay.
And I'll let you re-roll with advantage.
Okay, so I ask that any conversation or moving about please be moved outside so I can concentrate on the shrine that is before me. I show the seeds and say, Demeter is not a very happy one. I need to concentrate very, very, very hard here, and I do that.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll. Oh, we've been rated.
Wow.
Yes, thank you, Spiffy
That's
Condor
really good.
Live. Much appreciated.
As Apollo brings other followers to witness his awesome might and knowledge as we are
Hey, it
adventuring.
apparently worked. Us getting rated got you a nat 20.
Yeah,
That's
right.
how I look at it. So, you taking the extra time, focusing in on your magic, you begin to pray to the goddess. As you do, you've had visions before, you've interacted with gods before. It's kind of unique to each god, and this is no exception. You feel yourself, the sunlight of Apollo strike your face, and you open your eyes and you are in a field of grain, very a la Gladiator, hands going through the grain, etc. As you continue moving forward through the field of grain, you can see that there is a small pedestal, and there's nothing on the pedestal. It's like a pedestal of stone, but there's nothing on it. And surrounding that pedestal and slowly creeping outward is a blight of sickness and death that is just slowly expanding out from the pedestal. and the grain is dying all around it. You turn, and you see you are now standing before, face to face, with a very, very, very angry goddess. One who has a history of being very, very, very angry. She is looking directly at you. What do you do?
Well, seeing that she is angry and I am in the presence of a goddess, one that we would like to help her followers, I do a customary bow of deference, and goddess Demeter, I come seeking to help your villagers and determine what has been taken from this place.
Okay. She doesn't say anything, but you get a clear picture in your mind of a cornucopia overflowing with food and grain. You see this cornucopia, which you believe should be you would see where this should be in a field that would represent that with fresh and bountiful farms. You can see instead it is in a deep, dark, dank cave. Make a perception roll.
Nice. 20.
Okay. As you look in around this cave, even though it's for the briefest of moments, you can see that the cornucopia is on the ground on hard stone. Food is still within it, but the food seems to be beginning to slowly degrade and rot. And you see that there seems to be a large rug nearby. Like, basically, if the cornucopia was directly in your vision, and then you looked past it, this is what you see past it. So it kind of fuzzies and fades away from your vision. You see past the cornucopia, and you see an opulent chamber. There's a huge rug. There are pillows everywhere, and there is a creature laying amongst the pillows. Give me a moment. You see this creature is definitely not alone. And you can see that it seems to be eating away at the food that has come out of this cornucopia and just tossing the scraps to the side. A moment. That is what you see.
Alas, poor York. We knew him well.
Your vision immediately dissipates, and you are back in the room with, you're back in the hut.
Okay. Did the others leave, or did they stay? Either way, it doesn't matter.
They're within earshot.
Right. So I gather with them and I speak and just kind of motion to Arthemios and profanities to kind of make sure they're listening in, and I'm talking with the elder woman, and I kind of describe the creature to see if it's anything that she's familiar with.
She has never heard of a creature like that.
Okay, and then I describe the cornucopia and mention the pillar that it was on.
She knows that Demeter is always pictured with a sickle and a cornucopia, representing the harvest and the bounty that comes from it.
Right.
There is rumor that cornucopia and that sickle were legitimate items. Not rumor, really. They are obviously real things, because the gods are real people, So, if one were to have this cornucopia, they would never want for food again.
Okay, and then I describe not so much the blight, because I don't want to add to her worry, but I describe the field and then the cave and then the leading into a chamber of opulence where this creature was apparently feeding on the harvest, to see if there's something that would, like, if she's aware of a place nearby that might have a field leading into a cave, or some type of temple in a cave, or something about that physical terrain that she might be familiar with, or if there's someone in the village that has done some wandering in the area that might be familiar with it.
She thinks if there's any place like that, it would be on the mainland.
Okay, then I look for Arthemios and profanities to see if there's anything about the discussion that they want to ask or add to. That's about all I have right now. Clearly, I do relay that clearly Demeter is upset that it appears that the item might be her cornucopia, and that there is this creature of interest that might have absconded with it. But there is a lot of imagery in this particular vision that should be what's a word I'm looking for, thought upon and tried to discover what the meaning behind it is. In Calypso's grands, things that need to be meditated on and thought about, so that we can discover the true meaning behind some of this imagery. And again, I don't mention the blight. I'll talk with profanities and Arthemios about that later.
Okay. Does anybody have any additional questions based off of what was described?
I ask Miss Gannis if we're able to acquire the resources to improve the situation of her people, if they would be willing to relocate.
She says that if you are able to once again please the goddess Demeter, they will do whatever is necessary of them.
Very well. We shall
They might
return
not forever live in your camp, but they would stay there as long as needed.
Perhaps, profanities, we may offer them some shelter and some of our resources while they heal and can help us while we determine the root of the matter, rather than allowing them to stay in this non-harvestable environment, so that they can heal and also help us with what we're looking for.
Did we plan with enough materials to lure people away, or did we pack enough for us? I'm assuming that on our ships we had enough supplies to make the journey ourselves, not expecting to find people in squalor, right?
No. Yeah. I mean, if anything, the idea would have been like, hey, come join us, maybe maybe convince them, and then they come back with you. It's only half a day's journey.
Right,
not that you were going in on a relief mission.
All right, so I don't want to make another round trip just to bring them supplies.
No.
I asked Penelope, is Archimedes able to send a message back to our village to send a small supply ship over with some food?
I can't see why he wouldn't. Archimedes could absolutely do that. It's only half a day's journey, so he could fly. Assuming that the wind is in his favor. But Athena is his, you know what I mean? He's godly, so to speak. Right?
Would we not be...
Wait, can I just get a point of clarification?
Sorry.
Wolfgar, when you mentioned, she said that she wouldn't permanently relocate, but it sounded like she was willing to help while we determined what was going on. Like...
No.
Okay, I misunderstood. Sorry.
Her people are in no condition to leave their village.
They're in no condition to stay.
Until...
Right. Got it.
Until, they're in no condition to work, to be useful in your camp. You could relocate them, but they would not be useful until this is taken care of. Now, obviously, you could relocate who you need to relocate and then feed them, but that's
Right.
a use more of your stores that you don't have.
Right, but that's not what it sounded like to me. It sounded like they weren't willing to relocate until this was done.
That's
Now
the other thing.
Sounds like they're willing to relocate. Okay, well, we're getting two very conflicting pieces of information. Are they willing to relocate while we solve the problem, or are they not willing to relocate until they're appeased?
They would rather stay until it's taken care of. However, as it was correctly stated by Squirrel, they're not in a place where they would be very beneficial where they are. But they also aren't going to just accept empty promises. So, if you are able to convince them that yes, you will solve this, and that you have the right enough, you have the correct and able people at your camp to help them, that might be enough to get them to relocate. But if you want them to be put to work, they need that. They need to know that you've done what needed to be done. You understand? Like, if you can get them to your camp if you wanted, but they're no more useful to you at your camp versus here without this being figured out. In other words, find the cornucopia, fix this, you have your villagers.
Yeah, that's what I think we were trying to get at. Is that the option, or is it give them like sanctuary and bolster them while we did this, and then they would be willing to help us?
That's
but
what I was
then
going to say.
That's what I understood.
The concern I have is that if they stay here, we don't know what caused specifically the fever that just took their elder. If they stay here, perhaps more of them drop. By the time we get the cornucopia, there may be no villagers to take back to our village to help us.
Athemius, you make a great point. So I asked the elder if she's aware of anyone else who is suffering COVID. Sorry. If anyone else is suffering from a similar like feverish type of condition, or obviously they're hungry, but something that would be of the more medically concerning nature beyond just hunger.
I mean, one of them mentioned that they didn't have smell or taste.
Hilarious.
But I mean,
Any bats,
they've been social distancing,
Yeah.
Any bats
staying within a confined island.
As long as they hold a piece of cloth over their face, I'm sure it'll.
Do they have a
from
wet
everything.
market? If they have a wet market, they can stay here.
That's the thing. Yeah, the fish has been sufficient enough to keep anybody from dying seriously. Like, this was an old woman who got sick and was starving. You know,
Okay.
you saw from everybody that they're malnourished, but they're not like on the brink of death.
Right. Gotcha.
And it doesn't
Okay.
look like anybody is like severely ill. It's not like I said there was no diseased folk amongst you.
Okay, then just for the halibut, we'll let them wait
Yep,
here while
there we
we
go.
solve the problem.
And it begins.
Yep.
You did it sufficiently.
Whew. That was
You
rough.
did it.
Yes, it's my fault that you
You
choose.
can't.
to
You can't throw down the gauntlet and then not follow it up.
Okay, so after having like run campaigns with you and like solving all of these complex problems, it's like, is it really that simple? We just need to go fix the shit and come back, like, or do we have to solve something here and then go fix the shit and come back?
Well, the complexity isn't in solving what's wrong here. It's finding what needs to be found.
Right.
All you know is it's in a cave
We're not.
or a deep, dank place.
All right.
Anyway, talking with Despina some more and going over the, you know, what you need from her and what, you know, she can do. Again, it will be your decision. However, she knows that her people would not be comfortable leaving their village knowing this is going on and knowing that Demeter is, you know, unhappy. They know that their crops aren't doing well. They know that their fish aren't coming in. But again, they're not, you know, they're not starving on the brink of death.
Got it.
This isn't a situation where the longer you take, the more die. But
Got it.
the timetable isn't in them. The timetable is getting the Trojan horse built. So, if you can prioritize and find this and bring it back to them, then boom. Questions, problem solved. They'll come with you willingly and they'll do whatever they need to do to help. The question is, how are you going to find this? Anyone have any ideas?
Well, they said it was on the mainland, so we're gonna have to do some investigation there.
So as I mentioned to the elder that we will convene our party to discuss the course of action and try to see if we can divine the location and where we're going, because I do want to relay all of the details that, you know, were in that vision to see if there was any other idea.
I mean, again, nothing comes to mind to her. I mean, this is a simple village woman. She's not an adventurer. She's not a soldier. She's not even a priest.
Was the
No, I was talking about with our party, like talking about the opulence and the, you know, the field. Because if it's on the mainland, it's like, is it someplace that we might have remembered?
was the image of the whatever the serpent female whatever holding the skull, was it exactly like that basically? I mean, the setting was swampish.
No, it was just her.
Okay.
Ignore the
So
background.
so that environment wouldn't be a clue, in other words, from the
Correct.
picture. Okay.
Correct.
Right, she was in an opulent, you know, like marble setting that was somehow inside of a chamber in a cave on the other side of a field, kind of thing, right?
No.
Okay.
No. You
I'm
had
gonna
everything
go.
right. You had everything right until you added the field.
Oh.
Okay.
You
So
you were
basically
in
a
a field.
temple inside a cave.
Yes.
Right.
Well, somebody's gonna know where that is. You know,
That's
I mean,
Well, who's our most politely persuasive person? Bacchios is not here.
right.
You did say politely. I'm just.
It's
gonna put that out
definitely
there.
not profanities.
It's in the name. I will add, and
Archimedes?
I only bring it up because you guys might have forgotten about it. There was a time where you were looking for something, and you found a place on a map.
Yeah, it was that divining pool or whatever.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah, we found the
Yeah.
water.
But how far is that?
It's on the mainland. You know where it is.
Right. So here's the question: Are you mentioning it for a tool to be able to find the place, or are you saying that there's something around there that we should be remembering that is
I'm
like
mentioning
what
it
I
as
saw?
a tool to find the place.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Right.
if it's a divining pool, then you would divine the information from it.
You guys had
Well,
used it previously with Odysseus in order
Yes.
to find
Right.
something in the past.
All right. So I guess that's our thing, our next direction to go.
I thought we were talking to the gods through that.
You were trying to communicate with the gods,
Okay.
but
Because I
you
thought
also all of you received visions. You were looking for the
Ah.
caravans, remember?
that's the thing. Yeah. No, I remember that, but I had thought about that when we were going through the thing. But I thought, well, I'm already sort of talking to Demeter, but I'd forgotten that we had all gotten a turn. That's the piece I missed.
And it was less about you talking to the gods. It was more about you trying to divine a location or something.
Right.
You
Gotcha.
guys had
Okay.
used that to find the secret passage for Chalkis.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Seems like you have a plan of action. So,
The more you guys talk about this divining pool, the more I think it was a session that I might have missed.
Oh.
maybe
You missed so little, though, man. I swear you were in on it.
it wasn't a pool so much. It was a small altar with a bowl of water, and it was used to seek out the mercenary guarded trade caravans that were being used to supply Troy during the siege.
Yeah, I
Right.
remember that
You guys found that.
part. I remember us going to the path for that was supplying them and all that stuff or whatever, and us setting that whole thing up. I remember all that. I don't necessarily remember the aspect of where we got that information specifically from. So that may have been an I don't know. I can't guarantee.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You are aware of where it is, however. So, with a trip back to the mainland, you will be able to set out there. And that is where we will pick up next session. Otherwise, congratulations on reaching Chapter 6. We are on the last legs of the Trojan War arc.
Nice.
After that, we may be seeing a little bit of a change of scenery.
Uh-oh.
Until then,
Yes. Until then.
good rolls. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you, anybody who stuck around to watch.
Of course.
And until then, next Saturday, we come back at it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. A good session and everything. If anybody has anything they want to say before I go ahead and take it for sign off, feel free to do so.
Fuck Troy.
There you go. Boom.
Get bitches.
Yep.
Sorry.
So-
and men.
That would be
We
the
don't
Greek
judge.
way.
We don't
So,
judge.
that would be the ancient Greek way, definitely. All right. Yeah, okay. So great. Good fun, everybody. Thanks for the support, by the way, and coming to keep the king alive, since I got him over the fence, and then that was my job was done. I'm out. So I'm glad that worked out, though. Thanks everybody for helping out with that, definitely. Okay, I'm going to go sign off the stream. I will be back to say goodnight to you guys in just a moment.
Sounds good. Good night, everybody.
All right, and with that, we are going to go ahead and call it for the night. Thanks again for anybody who stayed tuned in, definitely. Anybody who is interested in a Greek mythology-themed 5e campaign and might have tuned in late and wants to know, hey, how did all this madness get to this point? Well, you know what? There's plenty of prior episodes available on my YouTube channel. Secret Squirrel Games is the name of it, and it has the logo that you see in the bottom right of the screen. Let me go ahead and... put that there. So we go back to this Trojan gate, the walls of Troy, basically. So like I said, you can go and check out previous episodes over on the YouTube channel, Secret Squirrel Games. It has that same logo you see in the bottom right. Once again, a reminder also, all the music that you heard in the background, which is good setting, thematic type of music for us. We are enjoying using this particular artist's music. It's all been provided by Adrian Von Ziegler. His name is in the bottom left of the screen. Music by Adrian Von Ziegler. You can go look him up on Spotify and just Google him. He's got a website and everything too, I believe. And all of his music is provided royalty-free, copyright-free, completely free for anybody to use in any of their projects. Just got to give him a little bit of credit there. So we throw his name on there. And we hope that for any projects that you might have, you would do the same thing. Go check it out. There's plenty of good stuff to use. Additionally, I mentioned that YouTube channel. It's got a playlist over there called D&D Myths and Legends. That's where you'll find all the previous episodes of this campaign. All the information for the channel, for the Secret Squirrel Games channel, both the YouTube channel and the twitch.tv/Secret Squirrel Games channel, is on the banner at the top of the screen. You'll see the channel info up there. There's the Twitch information, then the YouTube information, as well as the Discord information. We do have a Discord channel. Please go ahead and feel free to come and join the community over on our Discord channel, and you will be notified immediately, either through the Discord channel when I go live with a stream or post something on YouTube or anything, but also you could also find out when we go live with this game or any other game by hitting the follow button here on twitch.tv/Secret Squirrel Games. Also, if you do go over to YouTube and check out any of the prior episodes or any of the other videos that are over on the YouTube channel, feel free to hit like and subscribe over there, and you'll be notified when new videos are posted over there as well. Thanks again for tuning in. We look forward to hopefully seeing you guys at least with the next D&D Myths and Legends campaign session, which is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States on Saturday evenings, or like I said, anytime I go live with another game, perhaps during the week in between these D&D sessions. But we look forward to seeing you next week. If nothing else, take care, have a great night. We'll talk to you later.